Okay, so this is now session 6 of our. All right, by session 10, I'll have this right. Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign in Xambaala. So the PCs have had quite a ride so far. But this session, last session, I should say, you actually ended up not being captured and naked, which is an improvement for our general status. And you found yourself back at the Saturn's Luck with a little bit of gold in your pockets, or most of you, anyways. Found yourselves there. And we're going to kind of cut to the morning after, as it would be, because I stopped the stream early and we did carousing off screen, and so we got a couple of little things to handle before we kind of get into the meat of it. So we'll say it's the morning, and let's start with Rush, since you weren't here last time. So Rush, actually, I'll do all the people that are in Saturn's Luck first, intros, and then we'll do the 2 people that are going to have to join us. So let me do that instead. So Kenneth, tell us what Uhtred's up to this morning as you wake up in Saturn's Luck after a fine night of drinking.
Well, I actually didn't carouse a whole lot. I didn't spend too much money last night. I did, however, get up this morning and practice with my sword, doing my, I guess we'll call them calisthenics for now. And then I went out and bought myself a new shield, because I discovered that, well, I was carrying a small shield and can't have that. So I went out and purchased a new shield while everybody else was still sleeping, and just heading back to the Saturn's Luck now.
Excellent. Let's see. Bali, how about you? How was your night last night?
After being in prison for, who knows how long, really, Bali, he partied it up and, made a big night of it. He, had a lot of drinks and a lot of feasts and who knows what else he did. And then he bummed some money off of Uhtred so he could also buy himself a big shield. So now he owes Uhtred 5 gold pieces. And he's starting to think, we should head back out to that temple that one god doesn't want us to go to.
Indeed.
And that is Bali.
And how about 10?
He's sitting at the table this morning, relishing quite a large breakfast, hopefully more than what they normally have at this place. He would hope that they were able to fulfill that, and if not, he would have went out to some street vendors and purchased some food and came back in. And he's contemplating what's next in this city that he really doesn't care much for. Was ready to get out of the port city where he come from, but this city has not been much better at all to find his destiny as he is looking for. But he knows that he's soon going to have to go to the temple here again, the Raven, and speak to them about doing some research and study on obtaining some new spells. And he's also thinking about what they told him about in the desert, maybe what his fate is or what he should go and find. But he also remembers them meeting the old man in the desert and telling him about the thing back at the temple of the savages where they just come from. But right now, Tanrillis, the purloiner, is finishing his breakfast with a smile on his face.
Right, so many things going on in Hyperborea this morning. So as you're having breakfast and you guys are kind of reassembling after some shield shopping and maybe getting a little bit of pomegranate wine to a little hair of the dog for Baldi, a young lady who you have not seen in, well, I mean, it turns out almost a week between everything that's been going on, enters the Saturn's Luck, and that would be Zulia.
So the door opens and Zulia comes, not quite stumbling in, but she she kind of half falls through the door and immediately looks around, and her left hand she's got tucked up underneath her armpit, and she's holding on to her arm, and she looks like she's been not too badly injured, but it's possible she's been worked over a little bit. She's got, maybe a bruise on her cheek, stuff like that. It looks like she's been roughed up a little bit, and she doesn't even. She barely acknowledges anyone that she sees, and just kind of goes straight in, makes her way straight over to where the hearth and the fireplace would be, and plops down on a bench there, and asks for a pitcher of just cold water, and she just plops down, and she pulls her hand out from where it's under her armpit, and it's been wrapped up. There's a spot of red along the bottom part of her hand, and it looks like whatever's under the bandage is less than what it should be. And she just kind of sits and stares at the fire and just kind of hangs her head like she's extremely disappointed, or just she looks very defeated. And but she seems to have all of her belongings and everything like that. So kind of curious, but that's how Zulia would make her way back into the Saturn's Luck.
Excellent. I don't know what it is, but something's rubbing on your mic or something, just so you know.
Sorry?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like, unless I'm the one that hears that.
It could be a cord. Hold on.
It's a lot of windy out here, like a wind noise.
Yeah, it almost sounds like wind.
Oh, you know what is wow. It might be the ceiling fan. Here, I'll try and. Is that better? Well, now you probably can't hear me.
No, wow, that's a heck of a ceiling fan. All right, good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I can just do like this when I talk, and it should be okay.
Talk now?
Like this?
Yeah, that's good. All right, there you go.
Cool.
That seems to be. All right, so you all see that, and before you can react, the camera cuts away to a small room, I'll say, maybe 10 foot by 10 foot, with a beautifully dressed bed of silks and satins. The room itself is fairly sparse. There's a chair. There's a small table with what was probably a jug of very expensive pomegranate wine, now empty, cups scattered upon the floor. And the camera kind of pans over to Pinesta, who's in said bed with a very unusual man. This man has the head of a snake. His Pinesta starts to move. Maybe the man's body is partially on top of her, and she feels the coldness of the skin. Maybe pushes him off. He flops to the side and makes no move, as he seems to be dead. And Pinesta, so you're in this room with a dead snake man.
Pinesta, not quite knowing what happened, she drank a lot of wine, and maybe even had a little bit of that lotus that she finally had money for. Sees the snake man in bed next to her and does one of those, kind of jumps back from him and stands up, leaps out of bed like a ninja, and says, "Oh God, where am I? What the heck happened? Can I tell if I killed him?"
Yeah. I mean, you look on the ground, and you see, you have a dagger or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see your dagger, and it is covered in blood as you're kind of looking around, and you see a wound on his side from it. You also hear, as you're kind of like getting around the room trying to figure out where you're at, that outside the door you can hear people talking and stuff. You're probably in some kind of a boarding house, and people are starting to get up for the morning, so you can hear people moving around outside.
Okay. What floor am I on
Oh, that's a
of
good
this
question.
place?
Let's see, is there a window? Yeah, he's a snake man. He would have a window. You're on the third floor.
Third floor. Okay. So probably not a good idea to jump out the window, she thinks to herself.
I mean, you look down out the window and you can see that, it's not like it's a straight down path. You could probably make your way down. It wouldn't be easy, but you could climb out, although it is bright out because, as noted in previous sessions, it's always daylight pretty much right down this area. So,
Right, right.
So you might be seen if you're climbing out, but you certainly could try.
Is he a big size snake man or is he a little snake man?
No, he's the size of like a normal, like he's maybe 6 foot tall.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean his body is mostly a man. You can, you kind of lift the covers to see the wound or whatever else you want to look at, and yeah, he's like normal except for his head is a snake.
Oh God. Oh goodness. Oh, she's kind of, I'm not gonna throw up. I'm not gonna. Okay, I gotta get out of this. All right, so she's gonna gather up her stuff and get dressed if she was missing any clothes. Oh, gross. Oh.
Yeah, you were definitely completely in the buff as a scene.
Yep. I will get dressed and I will roll him up. Is there a rug that I can like roll him up in a rug?
There's not a rug, but there's lots of like blankets and stuff on the bed.
Okay, he's naked too, right? He doesn't have anything
Oh,
on
yeah.
him that. Okay, cool.
I mean, he has clothes on the ground. You can see men's robes, and you in some boots, and you see, like a small chest. This is probably where he lives. You would imagine.
Okay. I'm going to roll him up in some blankets and shove him under his own bed for now, because I don't know what's going on. And I will kind of open the door a crack and peek out and see who's walking by.
Okay, yeah. So you open the door and you can hear people. You realize that when you open this door, it kind of goes out into the hallway is like outside, so it's almost like a balcony that goes around the building.
Okay.
So mostly what you're hearing is people in the street. There's nobody immediately on this floor. You do see there's other rooms next to you, and of course the window you looked at was on the opposite side. So there's nobody right now. And if you walk over and look down, you can see that the streets are busy. You're not sure where you are because you're pretty new to Xambaala, but you know that you can smell the sea air, which you can everywhere, but you think you're probably close to the water.
Okay.
Actually, on the third floor, you can probably see the water from here.
Okay. Close the door for a sec, go back in the room, just make sure one more time I didn't forget anything. And is his small chest locked?
No, it's not.
Can I
There's a key
open it?
in it.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. If you want to look in his chest.
I want to see if I can figure out what I'm doing there.
You open it up and you can see that there's very neatly folded, looks like another set of ropes. And there is what appear to be 2 ivory tubes, like scroll tubes. And there are 4 small vials with liquid in them. And there is a small bag, like you'd have money in it, but you have to open it, so it's like a coin purse, basically.
Okay. Well, I think to myself, if I murdered this guy, what's a little bit of stealing? He's just not going to need this stuff anymore, right? So I'm going to take, like maybe Tan or somebody can read the ivory scrolls or the scrolls in the cases. And I'll take the vials as well. And what's in the bag? I'll look in the bag.
It's full of electrum. So there's a bunch in there. I mean, you'd have to take time to count it, but do you want to sit there and count it?
No, not right now. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, it's full of electrum. It's a small purse full of electrum pieces. Yeah.
But nothing with like, my name is, Gus, and I was.
No, there's no license or anything in there. Just driver's license.
No ID. Okay. I'm gonna take the stuff because we were interested in the snake men anyway, and somebody might be able to read those scrolls or tell me what's in the vials. And then I will peek my head out the door again. If nobody's on the balcony, I will do the walk of shame out of there.
Are you gonna try to like sneak by without seeing anybody?
I mean, I know there's people on the street, but yeah, I'd like to try to be discreet about it.
No, you want to get out of the building. Okay, so
Yeah.
what's your sneak? I'll just use that as a.
My sneak is 5 of 12.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to make your way down, and there's stairs at the end, and you kind of go down that. And whenever you hear somebody, you kind of like push yourself against the wall or go the other way temporarily. So it takes you a few minutes, but eventually you end up down the street. You don't think that anybody really saw you, and you can it takes you probably a few minutes, but you can figure out. You remember the big road because you had gone down to the docks. Remember and met the trader down there. You're kind of in that area, so you trace yourself up, and you can probably get to the Saturn's Luck maybe in the next, like, we'll say 20 minutes or so. So it doesn't take you very long to walk up there. And while you were doing that, we'll cut back to there. So yeah, you see Zulia come in, and she looks pretty distraught and maybe injured. You haven't seen her since you were all together in that botched assassination attempt.
Pan steps up with his plate, and he has, some uneaten food on there, a muffin and maybe some fruit and cheese and stuff. And it seems Zul come in and sit over there. He doesn't do it in a hurried fashion. He just gets up and he walks over to the table and he sets the plate down in front of her and he goes, "I'm glad to see you back. Sometimes these sins that we try and commit come with retribution, and it would appear maybe your retribution has been more so than what we have suffered, but you look famished. Here is some leftover food I purchased in the market. Please indulge in what you wish and get your strength back. And the main thing is to get your mind back, because I'm afraid there is plenty of things for us to do here before we're able to leave this cursed city."
She would reach over and take one of the muffins or pastries or whatever, and as she takes it off the plate, she kind of wipes her across her eyes with the backs of her sleeves, and she just kind of holds her hand up. It's still bandaged up, and she's like, they just kind of half whispers. She's like, they took two of my fingers, Tan, like that, and then she kind of looks down in her hand with still.
Did you speak to the man that we tried to send on to you of the world? Did he speak to you and explain to you what his side of the story is? Oh, you're muted, Rush.
Yeah, you're muted, Rush. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Did y'all hear the first part?
Not at all.
Jesus Christ.
Well, the
Well,
missing
yeah, I
fingers,
heard your first part about taking the muffin, yeah, but
Oh, okay. I must have hit my key or something. Okay. She would say no. He didn't. All they did was they smacked me around for a couple of days, and then they cut my fingers off, as they said, as punishment for trying to take Artemis's life. They didn't even want to hear why or anything.
there seems to be a lot of, which you and I will know from coming from where we come, there appears to be a lot of political intrigue here in this city also, and a lot of infighting and backstabbing between different factions and different religious orders. I do not know what the man, he tried to explain it to us. I do not know if he's telling the truth or maybe partial truths, but I believe our sights should be elsewhere for now, but we have a large friend that has joined us. We were taken out into the desert, and there's a large new member of us that seems to have faults with the man also. Don't know, he's speaking of going to take his retribution as soon as he can, but I don't believe he's smart enough to make a plan such as you and I could if it comes to that point.
She kind of holds her hand up and says, "Well, apparently I'm not very good at making a plan either." And then she just kind of cups her hand up again.
We tried, and if we have to go back that route, we'll come up with something different. But like I say, I believe our energies maybe should be divided elsewhere for now.
Well, I mean, they let me go, so I guess that's something. But I just want to get done, and I'm not going to lie, I can't wait to leave. But if you guys are working an angle or whatever, then I mean, I'm not going to quit just because half my fingers are gone. It's on my left hand. I'm not left-handed, so.
Well, they were not smart enough to know which hand was the best. And you see, that's probably the biggest attempt he's ever made at humor.
So she kind of chuckles and takes a bite, and she's obviously she's trying to cheer up. Not sure if it's working, but she's making the effort. So
Uhtred will walk into the common room and see Zulia there and Tan, and he'll rush over and pick her up and say, "Zulia, my long-haired beauty, good to see you."
she gets snatched up off the floor, and she's like, "Ah!" like that, and she's like, "Put me down, you side of beef."
He'll put her down, but kind of give her a good squeeze.
Yeah. She'll just kind of sit down, and I mean, it's she's still at this point. It's more of a she's trying to be in a worse mood than I think she may actually be in. I think she's starting to come to the realization that she's lucky they only took 2 of her fingers. So again, that's something. At least she's still here. So, and you guys are the rest of the group is apparently all appears to be okay. So that she knows of. So she kind of actually starts to eat and drink a little bit. So she's looking like she's probably going to be fine.
So do we have to call you Zulia Three Fingers now?
No, Zulia will be fine. Like that, she pats her dagger and makes some under the breath comment about not being the only one missing fingers. So,
So, just so you know, Rush, so Bali, who was Crystal's new character, you would know him from the caravan. So you guys know, you knew him. You haven't seen him in a while, of course.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys all came in on the caravan together. And so you would, they met him actually during the imprisonment. Right around this time, Pinesta probably, I'm assuming you're going back to the Saturn's Luck.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I walk in kind of my head down, and I'll go over to the group and, okay, guys, just hear me out. Remember when Valkyria and I were going to do some Lotus? Well, turns out I might have accidentally done some Lotus, in my carousing last night, and I woke up in a very strange situation.
First of all, who is Valkyria? Second of all, how do you accidentally do Lotus?
Well, you would know who Valkyria is, but
yeah, but you remember Valkyria? She's the very friendly witch from the caravan, and we were gonna do Lotus, and I think
the old woman that turned to salt.
No, she was
Oh, the attractive one.
Yeah, she was
Well,
pretty.
when are we gonna go see her?
Well, maybe the next time you go in to try to kill Aramis, you can go see her, because she worked for him or at the Caravanserai now.
I see.
Pinesta,
That's
I didn't know you had it in you.
Well, the Lotus may have led to a little bit of a different outcome than I expected. I seem to have woken up in bed with a dead snake man, and it looks like I might have killed him.
Well, then this calls for a celebration. Bring drinks over here.
Did you leave any type of evidence to lead towards you? Did you make sure and clean up things?
I tried. I made sure I had all my stuff, and I rolled him up in blankets and shoved him under the bed. And I tried to get out of there without being seen. Of course, it's daylight all the time, and I tried to be sneaky about it. I can't guarantee nobody saw me, but
Well,
I may
taking...
have. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Now I'm talking a lot because she's very nervous. Um, I may have taken a few things that might help us. That's all.
Well, taking the witch's weed that damn witch wanted you to take evidently has caused a lot of this. But anyway, do you think it muddled up your mind enough? Do you remember anybody following you in last night, or where did you meet this snake man?
I don't know, right, Daniel?
You don't remember.
Yeah. I honestly remember getting some pomegranate wine with you guys and carousing and being a little worried about Zulia and trying to drink all that away. And then I remember thinking I have enough money for Lotus now. And then I woke up with this stabbed snake man. I was in his room towards by the docks.
Do you think anybody followed you back to here this morning? Did you notice anybody?
I did not know. I didn't, right, Daniel?
You can make a like a test of wisdom. What's your wisdom?
Oh, wisdom is only, it's 11.
Okay, so 2 and 6.
Okay.
You can roll it.
Nope, 5.
Yeah, it was hard to say. I mean, it was a busy, which I guess works to your advantage, but it also means you couldn't really tell if there was people following or not.
The first thing you need to do is cut your hair off. You need to cut your hair off, and you need to color it a different color and change your appearance up.
This will be your third hair color.
Yes, it will be. guess-
That's all nonsense. But Panesta, I have to say I'm a bit jealous. You know, sleeping with snake men. I'm right
Well-
here. I mean, come on.
I don't normally sleep with Snake. I just want to put this out there that this was a one-time thing. If it even happened, I mean, I don't know it actually happened. I don't remember anything. There could be many reasons why you wake up naked next to a naked man. I mean, lots of reasons, right?
True. There was that one time. Oh,
But-
sorry.
Tan, I have, well, Valkyria is our magic user, but maybe one of you could check out these scrolls, scroll cases and vials.
Yes, I will be glad to take a look at them, and if not, maybe I can have someone at the temple. And also, Zoe has returned. She did suffer retribution from the hands of the owner of that place, but much more than we did as far as physical retribution. But her spirits are building back up.
Oh, Zulia, I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in my own troubles that I didn't even see you. I'm so glad that I'm sorry you lost fingers, but I'm so glad you're still alive.
That's kind of what I'm taking away from it. So, I mean, I'm pretty pissed about it, and I've only got 3 fingers on one hand now, but I reckon I've seen a lot of people who are missing much worse. So, I'll just make it work, I guess. At least they didn't cut my face. I've seen that happen too. It's not pleasant.
No. Okay.
So, but yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. But yeah, if given the opportunity, I would probably, if I had an opportunity to pay them back for this, I would probably take it. I won't lie.
I think there's a lot of vengeance that has to be metered out at some point.
Yeah.
You know, I once had a man in my village who lost his arm while fighting the undead, and he replaced his hand with a sword.
Doesn't really work so good for my line of work, but that's pretty neat.
I do. Go ahead.
What would be wrong with sword fingers? Sword fingers could come in handy in any line of work, in my opinion.
You could jam some tiny ones in there.
Exactly. I like the way you think, Uhtred.
Yes,
Oh.
more ale.
I do worry, Tan, that you might be that there is a worry that I met up with a snake man last night. Did they know to follow us? Obviously, I met him somewhere that I don't remember. Do you think that there'll be more?
Oh, this city seems to be full of all type of surprises since we have gotten here. The best thing to do is to be watchful every step you take now. But as I would suggest, I would definitely try to change your appearance. That will help some.
Oh yeah, I'll chop off my hair and I guess I'll be a blonde now.
You're gonna get some bleach or something.
I
Yep.
mean, do you really have to chop it off, though? I mean, really? Wouldn't that make you stand out even more? Most women here have long hair. You have really long hair.
Mm,
I mean, I'm just saying.
I could try to just bleach it.
Takes forever to grow back. Pretty sure the Uhtred wouldn't want you to cut your hair. Not that he has any say so, but I'm just saying.
But the
What would
key
be
is
really cool, what would be really cool, Uhtred, is if she replaced her fingers with mini crossbow bolts, and then she would shoot them off upon her enemies.
Interesting.
But Zool, are we trying to please the warmth in a man's loins by the length of a hair, or are we trying to actually do something for Penn to maybe promote her own self-survival even longer?
I mean, I'm just saying that if you look at most of the women, most of them have long hair. So if she cuts her hair off, it'll actually make her stand out.
Well, question, Daniel, is that true here in the city? I mean, is there a variation of hair lengths, or?
Yeah, I mean, you would find all different styles here because
okay.
this is kind of like the crossroads of the world. There's all different races here and stuff. So, I mean, it's probably common for her race to have longer hair, but that doesn't. It's not uncommon for women to have shorter hair, or some women, wear it hidden, as well.
This is
I
what
thought
you
maybe
get.
Zool knew something I didn't.
No, I'll just she'll play it off and say, well, I mean, at least that's the way it is in parts in Gerios. Women, the mask, the long hair, it's all part of the thing. So, I mean, I don't know. And she would look at Panessa and say, "Do what you have to do, dear."
Yeah,
Well, if I could go to the bazaar, I could try to find a wig, but I can't even go to the bazaar, so I guess I'm just gonna have to cut it.
Yeah, or like I said, some people wear head coverings. So you don't show your hair at all if you want to do that. It's not out of uncommon because it's a desert climb.
Okay.
Just pleat
So,
your
there's
hair
lots
in a
of ways.
different way.
So Zool will just mention to the three gentlemen and say, "Just don't let them cut it. We'll do it, and so that it looks good."
Well, no,
Okay.
we can take her to a professional. I went the other day myself to have my hair trimmed. I can take her there.
God damn it, Ted!
It is actually
Only
Imagine
Tony
if,
would go into a medieval barber shop.
Imagine Uhtred.
Get to get his
Imagine
haircut.
Uhtred, if Pinesta would take her small musical instrument and perhaps convert it in such a way that she could use it as a short bow as she strings a tune.
That's just craziness. It might work.
Yeah, exactly. I feel I was born too early. Too ahead of the current trends,
Without wisdom.
Why don't you just pleat your hair and put it in a nobody will recognize you.
I'm sorry. So yeah, Zool would actually offer to take Penn to go do that because more so because Penesta needs it, and also as an attempt to try and possibly bring up her own spirits whilst Tan While Tan sits here and rolls his eyes at the other two gents who try to make deadly weapons out of common household items.
Oh, Tan is seeing you two leave. He's leaving too. He's going to the Temple of the Raven.
Okay.
Let's just keep a even more vigilant guard, Zulia, just in case. I don't know, maybe he wasn't the only guy. I have no way of knowing, so.
She's like,
Yeah, so you're going to go to the place to get your hair cut would likely be the same place where you went and bathed and stuff in that same general district. You went there, I guess, well, at this point it's been several days, but
Right.
when you all came to town, pretty early on, you all went and got kind of cleaned up. You did your hair then as well. So yeah, you could certainly go and have somebody color your hair or cut it or whatever. That's not a problem for silver piece or something. So yeah, so you guys are going to go do that, and you're going to head off to the Temple of the Raven on your own there, Tan?
Yep, he's going to the temple just to study some
Okay.
scrolls, and he's going to take those scrolls that Penn had, and see if they can identify any of them for him.
Okay. So there was 2 scroll tubes, and there was 4 vials of liquid. Who's keeping those? And then of course there was the money, which I don't think Penn mentioned, so she probably has that.
I have the money, yes.
she failed to mention the money.
If Zulia thinks that the vials could be identified by her temple, maybe? I don't know if I have no idea what they are. I don't know if they're poison or I don't know who to take them to in the town.
I mean, do I have the ability to possibly identify it? Maybe.
Maybe. Why not?
I got,
You know the best way to identify something.
Oh,
which is what?
taste it.
Taste
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm not going to go that route.
Okay.
No.
You don't want to wake up with a snake man?
No.
Not an experience I'm eager to have again.
Yeah, so I've got poison use, poison resist. I got poison use.
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to tell if they're poison or not, I would imagine. Is it just says you can use it, or is there a number associated with it?
It just says poison use.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you look at them, I guess when you're waiting at the beauty parlor, and you can tell that one of them is an antidote. You've definitely seen it before, and the other one is in fact poison. The other 2, you cannot tell what they are. They seem to be, some liquid that you've never seen before. But as far as you can tell, they're not poison. So 1 antidote, 1 poison. It's an ingestible number 2 poison.
Okay. So,
but the other 2, you have no idea.
When she gets done getting dolled up, I will impart that information to her, and I'll say, well, I know what this one is, and tell her it's the the antidote, and I say, and I'm really sure I know what this one is. These 2, I have no idea.
Well, Tan is not a fan of poison, I know. But I know, is it something that you would ever use? I mean, if you want, I'd let you keep the poison and the antidote.
I mean, I have no problems. I do not operate with the same moral restrictions that Tan does. So yes, my thing is to get the job done. However, I mean, I'm not gonna, I wouldn't poison, little kids or anything like that. But yes, if I'm not, I would definitely have no problem with the poisons. The other 2 things, the people at the Temple of Rel might know what they are. We would probably have to pay to get them to tell us.
It'd be a better use of money than anything I did last night. So after this, we should probably go have those identified.
I Yeah, sure.
Unless there's something else you.
No, I think I just want to walk around and get some fresh air and enjoy not being in a cage for a week.
And maybe at the temple, at the fountain, you can find some peace.
She just kind of smiles.
Okay.
All right, yeah, so you guys are doing that. I mean, and getting that. You head off to study at the Temple of the Raven, Tan, which is fine. And you I guess show them the tubes. One of them, I mean, as soon as you open them, you actually can tell what they are. You didn't need them to look at them, but they look at them with you. You know, they don't walk away or anything. They just open them. One is it looks like a map. And I will share it with everybody because I'm assuming you're going to share it with everybody, so I will share it with everybody.
Oh
yeah. So it seems to be a map and a little note about a location. It is what we like to call in the D&D world a treasure map. The other one is actually a magical scroll, but it is the type that anybody can use. It is a scroll of protection from magic.
Would I know, is this like for one person, or does it do like a radius of people, or?
Yeah, usually a protection scroll is, and being that you do magic, you would know this. It casts a radius, 10 feet around the reader. So yeah, it's 10 foot radius.
All right, he'll do his studies, and make a donation of a gold piece while he's there, and then tell him that he's going to come back to continue his studies and learning.
All right, yeah, for sure. So you do that. You spend some time doing that. Back at the Saturn's Luck, what are the two fighters doing while everybody's off getting their hair?
Since everybody's leaving and they haven't invited Bali or Uhtred, Bali will say to Uhtred, "Let us go find competition, find a challenge to conquer." And he would like to go and through the city and try and find something, maybe like, an archery competition or a wrestling match that he could join, something, just something he could use his muscles or his skills doing and make a little money.
Yes, let's break in these new shields.
Sure.
I like the way you're thinking, brother.
Yeah, so you guys go out and you spend some time, you go to the most obvious place, which would be the bazaar, to see if there's any postings and stuff up. Primarily what you can see is that anything like that would be done at the arena. They have regular contests and stuff. I mean, short of like an arm wrestling match or somebody in a bar, to like an actual like combat or an archery contest or whatever would probably be done at the arena itself. And hold on, I can actually tell you right now, today is the 27th. There's nothing today. But tomorrow is Saturn Day, which is the day of rest. And then Sunday, which is the worship day. But then on Earth Day, which is the first day of work, there would maybe be something like that. Sorry, just the backwards. Saturn Day is like the day of rest. If it was some kind of like more like casual contest, then that's when that would be. On Earth Day, which is the first day of work, that would be when there's more like the one that Uhtred did, where they kill people. So basically, this stuff tomorrow is the short answer to that. There's like you can get killed stuff tomorrow, and in 3 days you can get killed, but you'll probably get the money.
Well, Earth Day is upon us. On Earth Day, where I come from, we used to have contests where we would hurl boulders at men who had turned their back on the combat field. Cowards that they were, they would run as we hurled boulders at them. Perhaps there will be a good boulder toss on Earth Day. Perhaps we should see our way over to the arena and see if anything is planned.
Yes, let's.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you head over to the arena and you see, what you've seen before. You see people training. They recognize you, of course, Uhtred. the man there that kind of runs the place, he raises his hand and calls out to you. He says, "Aha, my good man. I hope you already spent that money so we could come back again. We drew a good crowd for that."
Yes, a good time was had by all.
Well, there'll be some executions on Earth Day. If, and he kind of eyeballs Bali. He says, "Oh, perhaps a duo?"
Yes, my name is Bali. I would be honored to have a duo match against Otra here. Let me tell you where I come from. We have a tradition called boulder tossing, where we toss boulders at convicts, I guess you would say.
That sounds very interesting. However, what I have in mind is we have a creature from the deep, a dragon of ancient myth. And if the two of you stood strong against it, there could be some gold in there for you. But no, it is fierce.
What do you think, Uhtred? Could we handle a dragon of the deep?
I think there's a good possibility.
I think so too, brother. Sign us up.
Excellent,
Tell this
excellent.
beast we are coming so that its fear may be taste even better when we slay it on the battlefield.
He calls over, he gets excited. He calls over one of the pages, and they start immediately starting to paint up some posters. Uhtred, the champion, and his brother to slay a dragon on Earth Day, which is actually the 2nd of the 8th month, I believe. 2nd day of the 8th month. Yeah. Today is the 27th day of the 7th month. Yeah. So dragon slaying. All right. You're signed up. At that, well, good.
I was just going to say, once they get signed up for that, unless Uhtred wants to do something, then Bali would just head back to the Saturn's luck and wait on the others.
Yeah, you find actually when you're out there that, as you're kind of walking away, people recognize Uhtred and immediately start in that general area, like wanting to buy you, pomegranate wine and such. So you're kind of pulled, unless you don't go into some nearby shops or taverns or whatever you want to call them, and people are buying wine and want to ask you about your past and what are the creatures you've slain and stuff like that.
I put my arm around Bali and I'd say, "Come, brother, let's regale them with our stories."
Excellent.
Shall we tell them of the Snake Men?
One question, Daniel. Would the that letter in that map of Valen, would the Temple of the Raven, would any of them recognize any of those places that is mentioned in that letter, where it's at?
Yeah, so they say that those names don't sound like any place that they've ever heard of, and it could be that those are names of places that exist now, but those may have been the names from before the Cataclysm. And it would probably require, some research, but that would be their best guess because they've not heard of any of those names.
All right.
Yeah, so it's quite old, basically. The Cataclysm was almost 1,000 years ago. So, and you can tell the paper is quite old.
I would go to that library where the two old men are on my way back then, make kind and show it to them and see if they know anything about it.
Yeah, you definitely can do that. So you head over there, and they're there, and and you ask them. They of course say, "Well, sure, the library is a great place to research. Well, we could research for you, if you would like to donate to keep the doors open here, because we are a public service, and
Well, of course, the doors do seem to be in need of reinforcement, and I'll give them a gold piece.
Okay, yeah, they happily take it, and they say, "We'll go right into it." And one of them immediately runs up the stairs to get some books, and he says, "Come back tomorrow, and we should have some answers for you."
Yes, thank you, I will. Yep, and he'll go back to the Saturn
Okay. Yeah, so you go back. So, all this stuff takes, but you guys wanted to go to the Temple of Rel. So you head over to the Temple of Rel with your new hair do and everything. That map up. And like before, it's kind of this kind of open cave area with a fountain inside. You see the acolytes there that you saw before. People are around the fountain with the statue in the middle. They're throwing coins into it and making prayers. So we want to.
Yeah. So I'll. Shit, I don't even know how much coin I've got on me anymore. Did they take? Did they keep any of my coin? Hopefully.
Oh yeah, they kept anything that was just valuable, like money and stuff. They took. Yep.
Oh, okay. So I'm broke.
Yeah, you have
broken. I can cover the cost of getting the vials identified, Zulia.
Yeah. So she'll go and say a prayer, and at the fountain, and then look for the gentleman again, and bring Panesta along and ask them, say, do you have anyone, and do you have anyone here that can assist us with 2 vials that we found to know what is in them?
Well, as you know, Rel is the god of luck and chance.
Indeed.
There's only one way to know what's in the vials. Do you have enough faith?
Oh. I look over at Panesta, and then I look back at the 2 gentlemen, and I say, well, if I just taste a tiny bit of it, is it?
You don't have to, Zulia. You've been through a lot.
What would Rel do? He says.
Well, he would probably taste it, but he's also a god.
Don't we all want to achieve godliness?
If I taste one and you taste one?
Yeah, but then we could both die.
I woke up with a snake man this morning.
Please don't both of you die and leave me with 2 barbarians.
There are 2 backup characters are barbarians as well. You'll be completely surrounded.
No, mine's a magician.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. She just kind of shrugs and she takes the top off one and just barely sticks her pinky in it and does one of those.
He smiles. He looks at Penn.
All right. Same with the other vial, just a little bit. Feeling lucky.
I certainly can't be more unlucky. I wouldn't think. There's always more down.
He tells you, he says, well, normally these things require more than that.
Yeah, but if I don't want to use it up, because if it's worth having, then it'll be gone.
That's true. But a little sip, like you'd give a child from your glass of pomegranate wine.
Okay, I take a sip.
Do that. I guess I will too.
But you guys yielding to the peer pressure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you shrink a bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was already only like 4'11".
Yeah, you shrink down a bit, and then you it just doesn't last very long. And then you kind of grow back up. And he looks at you, he says, those are very useful potions.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like, that was pretty neat. Does she do the same thing?
Yeah, they're actually the same potion, yeah.
Oh, I look over at Panessa and I'm like, this is going to be great.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So he says, drink but half, and you will be half. Drink all, and you will be very, very small.
Ah.
And then he kind of, you can see that he's kind of eyeballing the fountain, like he wants you to throw money in there.
Oh, I'll throw a couple. I'll throw. How much was in that bag of Electrum?
200 electrum.
Okay, I will put a couple gold in the fountain for him.
Okay.
I didn't actually
Yeah,
carouse
that's-
that much. I still woke up with a snake man.
Eeh.
Okay,
It's about quantity, not quality, not quantity.
really
I mean,
good wine.
200 that gives 2 electrum per gold. Is that right? That's like 100
Yeah.
gold pieces. That's more money than you guys have made for doing it.
Yeah.
I
Even
earned
fighting
that
7
money.
naked men.
Yeah. She
I
earned it.
earned it.
So I have my leather pouch that has the little vial holders in it. I don't know how many it'll hold, but I'm assuming it'll hold at least 4.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
I'm going to put the poison and the antidote on one side and the 2 shrink potions on the other.
Okay. Nice. Like backup.
Yes, and then we'll start making our way back to the Saturn's Luck. And Zulia is obviously giddy about the fact that she's got magic potions.
Nice.
Those might come in handy
So-
for us.
Oh, yes.
Probably slightly inebriated or maybe very inebriated, depending. The 2 fighters make their way back to the Saturn's Luck, I guess, as well, eventually. And our Perloina, after with the information you have, and also our 2 rogues. I guess it's 3 rogues. Anyways, you all kind of converge back at Saturn's Luck. It's maybe like late afternoon at this point. I mean, it still looks like, it's still bright out, but it's it's late afternoon at this point. Maybe it's around time to eat dinner or whatever, as you all kind of converge back with your having completed your tasks.
Richard and Bali come in shoulder to shoulder, singing some song really loud in Viking as they like slam the door open and fall in laughing together.
I look over at Tan and I say, I'm kind of okay with it being a snake man and not one of those 2.
You actually see him smile.
First time ever. Yeah, so you guys are back. So I don't know what you want to do. You have many, many things that you could possibly do.
Tan will show them the map of the notes and explain to them, about the temple. They did not recognize any of the names there, and he went by to speak to the gentleman at the library, and he's supposed to check back with them in a day or 2. And he'll just show it to them and say it appears to be a very old, maybe something from way before the cataclysm itself, but maybe the 2 men can enlighten us at the library in a day or 2.
Well, I say we go and find a reward to give them for their hard studies. I'm tired of sitting around. Let us go back to this place and come back with many more riches.
Tan looks at you and he goes, "Did you not just hear me explain? No one knows where these places are on this map."
But we know where the temple is, the temple of the snake men, and the key that we hold to the door that leads deeper in lair.
You also did not study your letters very much in school, I can see, but yes.
I mean, it does say that he heard the screams of his death screams of his companions and all that. I don't think Tan is wrong in wanting a little more information, Bally.
I believe Bally is referring to the place that we went to originally, but he is mixing that up with this place on this map also. But anyway, we can go back to that place in the desert that we know of, or whatever you would like to do. The old man that treated us with food and drink said that there's more riches there to be found.
And we told him we'd help him find a diamond.
I never said I would help him find the diamond. But that doesn't mean that I won't find the diamond.
We should go back before Erebus goes there. He warned us away, which makes me think we should definitely go back before he has a chance.
Yes, I agree. If we are going there, we should leave at the first morning, the next day, and do it before, like you say, before the other man gets there.
Right, because keep in mind it's been a couple of days because you were hurt, so you had to rest up a few days before you would be healed. Actually, this is the third day, so you're actually, if anybody was still hurt, because remember at the end everybody rolled hit dice, how long it would take from heal. Zulia, we'll just say you're healed up because you basically got to rest after they cut your finger off, so don't worry about that.
Cool.
They cut your finger off and then they set you up on this nice room, like a thick, fluffy bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the finger cutting wasn't, that many hit points lost, I guess. But in any case, everybody, by tomorrow morning, you'll all be healed up if you want to spend the night planning, resting, do whatever you need to do. I'll just jump forward unless somebody wants to do something specific. You stay again at the Saturn's Luck. Now that you've got that. Well, actually, I mean, yes, Tan probably didn't say what the scroll was if nobody asked him. Or he did. It's up to you. I don't think you were so fixated on the map. And neither did they mention what the potions were. But in any case, you guys know what those things are. You drink, you rest, you get any gear that you want to buy. I know you guys got shields. Anybody else want to buy anything before you go to the? This would be the time to do it. You don't have to role play. You can just subtract the money that you have and just you've got it. Okay. Most things are available in the bazaar. Although if Finesta needs, might have to have somebody else go, unless you want to risk going to the bazaar.
Oh, she
actually
looks different now.
And what's that?
She looks different now.
Yeah, I need to find a new picture.
Yeah. Well, you're twice different because you changed the first time when you robbed the bazaar. But you weren't alone. Zul was with you, and she hasn't changed at all.
I didn't rob the bazaar. I just took our stuff.
I know.
You
start off this very nice bard. Next thing you know, you're robbing bazaars and killing snake men in their beds. This is what warrior does to you. But in any case, if you guys wanted to buy anything, any extra adventuring gear, you go ahead and just buy it. You don't have to worry about it. Anything for the most part's available. And I guess you're going to set off the next day.
Okay.
I have that map for you guys to see. I showed it to you last time. But anyways, you know the map. I'm not sure. Are you going? Well, actually, I'll show the map. I will show you so that you can tell me where you're going. Because if you remember, there's a few places on the map that you know about. I think I know where you're going, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. So let's do this.
I have to think that he was a human, and then maybe I killed him and he turned into a snake man, and I didn't know. Oh, God, I just tried to rationalize this away. That's what she's kind of muttering to herself.
Yeah, I mean, you would know from the other snake men that you killed, right? They look human, or they can look human anyways. Anyways, so you guys are in Xambaala here. You know that you've twice now passed between this oasis area where you believe many of the slaves dwell. There's kind of like a large mausoleum over here that you guys have seen a couple times, but you haven't gone within. You've been no closer than like quarter to an eighth of a mile away from it, so you haven't really explored up close. Out here, where the fire is where you guys were originally captured. You do know that somewhere. Actually, I think you marked it somehow. I don't remember exactly how you did it. Somewhere around here, you know there's that hidden entrance, right? Because you kind of hid it again under the way when you escaped from the first time you were captured by the slaves. When you escaped that first time, you guys came through that place. You didn't explore because you didn't have any light, and you popped out over here, so you know where that is. And of course, you probably want to avoid this area, I'm assuming. Down here is the old man that's kind of fishy looking and smelling. And of course, here is the palace of the Warlord, which I guess is where you're headed. Unless you say otherwise.
I think we were going to try to use that key, weren't we, before Aramis?
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's what you meant when you were saying there was that little back and forth. But that's what you guys were saying, right? You're going to the Warlord's castle. It is 5 miles away. So it's going to take a few hours to walk out there, a couple hours, say 2-3 hours, because it's not very even flat ground. I mean, you can do it faster if you needed to, but on a normal walk.
We can
So
check
you
out
get
the
up when
Coliseum. There's Coliseum over there if anybody's interested, or go to the fortress.
the mausoleum over here.
Yeah, Mausoleum. If anybody's interested.
That's very close. Yeah, you could definitely go there if you want. I don't know if like how much of a rush you feel like you're in, but you tell me where you want to go.
What do you
So
think, guys?
Tan would suggest to go straight to the old temple down here.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
That
look at
Tan's
that. Straight line.
That's a damn straight line. Tan's like, this is where we're going. All right, yeah, perfect. Yeah, like I say, you can stay. I mean, each one of these is a quarter of a mile, so you're not getting too close to any particular encampment. And as long as you're not like making a lot of noise and you're careful, the chances of encountering anything is pretty small. But I still will roll. Yeah, you make it out. Within a quarter mile or so of the palace. Like before, you see the front of it. It is essentially, mostly buried in the sand. Can I show you since you've pretty much explored the whole top of it, I can probably show you the map. I just really like the maps. They're very nice. They're simple but nice. Let's see. Yes, I think I can. If I go like this. Screen. There it is. Sure. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're starting out, on this side, but basically that's been you can come any way you want. Last time you climbed up over here, and then dropped in through this opening here. You do. How'd you leave last time? You climbed back up the same way, right? Because you left a rope there. No,
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
No, you must have left the front door because you actually took your rope, right? That was the whole thing. You didn't want to leave the rope to hang in there.
Is this from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we went out the front door because Bally was really hurt. I don't think he could climb.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay.
As far
Yeah,
as we're-
Uhtred and Bali both were, or no, Uhtred, just Bali.
Yeah.
I only had 5 hit points left when we left here last week, so.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have
I
been
got-
like,
I almost
don't be
died.
climbing out. Yeah. If you,
That
somebody's-
rope is probably still there because I don't think we ever said we were going to go back and get it or anything.
So yeah, if we went out the front door, are the doors still open?
Right, that's the question. Let's do this. Since we don't remember what we said, I'm going to make a. Since you
But
weren't
you-
here, right? High or
You
low?
said we entered from over here, Daniel, like where that green dot is? That's where we entered it originally? Okay, just to make
That's
sure.
where you
I had it
climbed
right.
up and you entered
Yeah,
right
climbed
over.
up. Okay.
Number 6 is that room that you looked into that was basically empty.
Okay.
So yeah, high or low, Rush?
Let's go high, Cole.
No. All right. You somehow climbed back out. You didn't go out the front door. So the front doors are closed.
Okay.
I don't know how you managed it, but somehow you managed to. So you do know though from when you were in there and you saw the front doors are barred from the inside. So it's not gonna, if you want to go through the front, you're either gonna have to smash them down or send somebody in to remove the bar.
I would suggest again that maybe me and Penn and Ev Azul was with us, all three of us kind of scouted out to see if we see any of the merchants men there already, if we see any fresh tracks going in and out.
All right, yeah, 'cause
Okay.
it's been 4 days. Yeah, you see that there are definitely fresh tracks going to the front door. They look to be barefoot, like most of the tracks that you've seen. And there's definitely fresh ones. And that's to number 1, of course, the front door.
Yeah, and then I would want to sneak around over the green dot too, where we entered it, and see if there's any tracks that we see, any fresh ones.
There, no. Yeah. I mean, probably when you guys left, you didn't. I know that when you went in the first time, you took down to clean up the tracks. When you were leaving, you were pretty beat up, so I'm assuming you just took off. So you see your tracks, although they're mostly blown away from the desert winds from the last time. You don't see anything fresher than that on that side.
Oh, they covered their tracks.
in the
you
way,
did when we entered. Yeah.
but you left that way. That's what I rolled for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since we didn't say, I rolled to see if you left from the way you came or if you left out the front door.
All right.
I would
So
say
you-
the front doors seem to be secured from what we can see. I would say we go back in the way we entered before, and it appears maybe there's more slaves that have come here since we've left, though.
Bully nods, and he will take out his nice-looking short bow and load it up with a regular arrow, and nod towards Tan.
Seems pretty wise, Tan. I say we go in the same way.
So this is what you guys were doing last week.
Yeah, so let me kind of describe it for anybody, well, for Rush, and also just in case.
But I was actually in character too, though. So
Oh, yeah. No, but
Yeah.
but also you don't know what it is, what you're looking
Yeah.
at. So basically, where the number 5 is, that's it was probably encased in glass. You would imagine this palace is quite old, like pre-cataclysm. It was probably encased in glass originally, you think, but it's long since smashed out. Basically, that's the only place that's open to the sky, except for where you see that number 4. There's like a small hole in the roof over there. I mean, there's little holes here and there, but basically, this place was like a 2 to 3 story palace that's collapsed. So most of the top floors have collapsed. So what you're looking at here is, you can see the map now, is just a single story because everything above it is just destroyed.
Rubble.
So essentially, what they did is they came and they dropped into that center area, which was probably some kind of like an open air garden, for lack of a better word, originally. So I guess that's what you're doing again. So as you creep up there and you look in, it doesn't look like anybody is in there. It looks empty like last time.
Where was the gargoyle statue? Is that kind of like the first set of stairs there by between 5 and 6?
Yeah, exactly. He was.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't lead to this, right? Because this is a wall. This would have led to the second floor, but the second floor is no longer there. So yeah, but he was right there, basically. Yeah, and if you kind of stick your head down and look, he's still sitting there.
As the others are climbing in, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, is he went back to his original position?
Yes, which is
right.
kind of over here, basically, where my mouse
right.
is.
All right.
Go ahead. What's happening? Yeah. So I guess Tan's looking in there. It looks clear, basically.
I just want to say that, like, Bali would be, like, crouched down next to the rope or whatever, like, low, because I think that's what we had to do last time. And he's going to be the last to go in. He's going to keep his, his arrows strung just in case something comes up while everyone's climbing down.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Is it fairly dark inside?
No, it is not. Well, in that first area, it is not dark at all because it's open to the sky.
Okay.
And at this time, I mean, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, if that.
Yeah, and Tan would also warn Zoe and go, see the gargoyle figure there? You do not want to irritate him. He alerted some of the slaves, so just don't pay any attention to him or approach his stairs.
Okay. Duly noted.
Yeah, so if you all take your time and you drop down into this space, you seem to go completely unnoticed. Nothing seems to come into the space. If you don't go near it, the gargoyle does not react. You can certainly drop down like you did last time, Bali, and you all find yourself in this space, which I will kind of just briefly again go over. Well, I can read it from the actual module.
I'm guessing number 14 is probably that butcher room where they stacked up all the bodies of 2 barbarians.
That is correct.
All right, yeah. I was going to say just the way it looks. Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah,
right,
so
Julia. You missed Uhtred having to suck poison out of Bali.
That's right. There was a little second going on.
Because only a man.
So let's go over the areas again so you guys can, just so you quickly remember what they are. If you want to go into them to explore them, we'll get more deeply into it. Number 3 down in the corner there, where there's 3 and 4, that was basically that room where the slaves were that seemed to be primarily non-combative, except for a few that came out. You left them there, if you remember last time. Number 4 is just in that same room. It's where they have their junk. It's basically like the trash area. Number 5 is where you are, which is the courtyard. Ruined frescoes portray men bearing daggers and wearing ceremonial headdresses, serving the winds of serpentine gods. Some of the images show chimeras of men and beasts, human body with serpent head, a human torso with equine hindquarters, and a demon's head, a man with the crab pincers and octopus legs, and so on. So you have that. 2 is, I guess you can tell what it is from this direction. It is actually a hole in the floor that is covered very poorly, that you would probably only encounter if you came in here in the dark, but in the light you can clearly see it, which you actually didn't go that way. 1 is the front door. Like I said, it's barred. 9 is the kind of stables area. If you remember, there was a stable with there was some burning some stuff, and there was some trash and stuff like that. 14 was the butcher room, where you guys saw the remembrance of a human body that had been butchered and eaten, and stairs going down. 7's where you guys hid while the 2 fighters fought. 6 is pretty much empty. It was just that smashed in room. Then 11 and 12 were where you believe the slaves were the fighting slaves, the man-eater ones, were sleeping probably, because it looked like barracks. And 13 is where you killed the snake men. And that's basically that floor. So as you enter into a room, we'll kind of, if anything changes or whatever, I'll let you know. But that's generally what you remember as you step in. So where do you want to go?
Well, I say we clear this area again to make sure there are no more of these priests or anything before we venture anywhere else.
Agreed.
Just be careful,
Molly.
Tan. I don't think the commoners like you very much.
Oh, maybe they will have more gumption to listen to what I tell them to do next time.
Molly's gonna swap up his short bow once he gets down in there. He's gonna get his warhammer and his shield out.
And Zool, do not let the priest bite you. It is not a very wonderful experience to be bitten by the priest.
It's like, okay, like that.
But you see Panesta all of a sudden start going, oh my god, I didn't check myself for bite marks.
No, you did not. Okay.
I would suggest we go down hallway 10 and check room 11 and 12 first. That'd be my suggestion.
So I was thinking 3 and 4 because they're right there in the corner.
Oh, the
Right.
open area? Yeah, that's down there where the commoners were? Okay.
Because we're in 5, right? So
Yep.
3 and 4 is just right here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can walk. That's where you want to go. So yeah. So you make your way over to. Basically, it's hard to see that area because there's a lot of rubble and stuff. You remember they were hiding back there, so you kind of circle around. You know it's there now. So you make your way through the rubble. Are you sneaking? I guess it doesn't. Well, you're pretty sneaky, right?
I will be.
I would move quietly.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are being cautious. I'm gonna say. I mean, they're not expecting anybody to show up. So let me just see. Yeah, you kind of get around the corner and you can see that there's again some slaves in here. They seem to be let's see, it's the morning, so they're kind of gathered around a small fire, and they seem to be cooking something over the fire. It smells good, actually. There's some children kind of sorting through that area number 4, which is basically like a trash pile. They seem to be digging through that for something. And in the back near the top of the place, you see some women there with some like very young children. But there's maybe more than a dozen people in here. And when you come around quietly, you get all the ways to like the point where you can see in there before any of them turn. And then a couple of the men turn, and you definitely recognize the one that you kind of confronted the last time. And he yells out in a language that you guys don't understand. Unless does Zulius speak Eskimo,
wasn't it?
Eskimo or Ixian? It's like a combined language.
I don't think I do. Where's my language? Where's the language is that?
I think it's on page 3. Is that right?
Languages.
It's on the same
second page under
Second-
backgrounds.
Yeah, it's like at the Just above your range.
I speak Common and Thracian, which has parentheses Ixian.
Ah, okay. Yes, you speak a bit of Ixian.
Yeah,
Well,
Thracian is an
you speak
Ixian language.
the Ixian dialect of Thracian. So
Yeah.
you can pick up a little bit what they're saying. He seems to be, I mean, maybe this is obvious anyways. He seems to be telling everybody to get back, dangerous. And then he actually stands up and he says, looks at Tan and says, "Leave us in peace. We want no more from you." And you can see he's kind of balling his fist.
Zulio would kind of glance around to see if any of them understand.
Well, he speaks Common actually, but broken
Common. Okay.
This guy does. He speaks broken Common.
Um,
But first, he yelled out to them in another language. So you know that what he said was "get back the danger" or whatever. Like basically, he's afraid of you. He's afraid of.
so Zulio would just put her hands up and reply back in Ixian.
Okay.
And just say, you have small children. We are not here for you. You do not have to fear us.
He kind of looks like at you, and then kind of like looks at Tan, and you can still he's still just balling his fist, just staring at you.
Yeah, Tan turns around. He doesn't even say anything to Zulio. He just turns around and walks back into room 5 away from them all.
And so Zulio would start to just kind of back out and just kind of usher everyone to go ahead and leave. And then as she would just kind of put her hands up like this, but as she leaves, she would look up to him. And as she's backing out, she would just go, and then make her own way around the corner.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to react much. He's just kind of standing there looking at you all like kind of in a defensive way, even though he probably knows that like he would have no chance if you attacked him. He doesn't have a weapon or anything.
Yeah.
The Uhtred, you just because you're a barbarian, you would know these things. You could kind of see when they all scattered, and maybe with the smell that they were cooking over the fire, a rabbit.
Makes my stomach grumble.
Take their food.
Well, take
yeah, so you're back in 5.
Maybe we should stop for lunch.
Yeah. Can Penn kind of turn back as everyone's backing out and go, in Common, I know you're you don't like us very much, but have you seen any more of the priests around here lately in the past couple days?
He just stares at you, balling his fists.
All right, I'll just leave. I'm not gonna spend.
Well, let me ask you this. Do they appear like they've been still being treated like slaves, or are they acting more like they're free to do as they please?
I mean, they seem to be defending their home.
Yeah, so, okay. So maybe we should explore further.
You guys want to look at the hole in the floor?
Oh, it would appear to be some crude trap that has been made probably by these slaves at the orders of others.
Okay.
And Daniel, I'm walking with my crossbow ready, so I'll have ready shooter in case it comes to that.
Okay.
Does the hole look like it's covered by a tarp or something like that, or is it?
Yeah, it's basically from this side you can see that there's some very thin branches that seem to be stretching across, and there's like a tarp like laid over it, and there's like dirt and stuff on top of it. Probably from the other side, especially if it was darker, there was a chance that you could probably fall into it. But from this side, you can clearly see it.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and wedge my axe in there and just see if I can lift it just enough to try and peek inside and see if that is literally what it is, like a pit trap or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. When you look down there, you see that there is a pit that drops down about 15 feet. And at the bottom, you see just like remnants of stone and stuff like, that's fallen over time. No spikes or anything. It's just
yeah. So she stands up and she goes, "Yeah, it's a deep one too."
Yeah, if you fell in with no tool, well, you could probably climb because of your skills, but a normal person falling in, they would probably not be able to get out very easily.
All right.
But I guess they could die. You could die falling 12 feet. Very easily, actually.
Yeah.
Shall we now
Um,
check? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Shall we now check the hallway of 10 and work on 11 and 12 then?
Sure. Yeah, so you're going to go up to that door and open it up and take a peek. The hallway is empty. It's about 10 foot wide, as you can see. You can see all the doors and stuff. So door to the left, goes into the stables. That little hallway to the right that you explored before goes into those two rooms. When you encountered these rooms the last time, the both doors were open. But right currently, the door to the south, so the door going into 11, is closed.
Okay. And just so you know, I do have my shield on my left arm and my sword in my right hand.
Okay. That's always useful.
Assuming I'm kind of in front at the moment, I would quietly walk up to the door that I knew was open and listen.
Number 11? Sure. It sounds pretty quiet in there.
I'll knock.
Okay. Yeah, you knock. You wait a bit, or maybe you listen immediately after you knock. Yeah, nothing. You don't hear any sounds or anything. Nobody responds.
Is there a keyhole?
Yeah, there's a keyhole.
I want to peek in it.
Okay. It's dark in there. But you do see, no, actually that room's completely dark. The hallway that you're in actually has some light in it because there's holes in the ceiling, but that room's completely dark. So when you look in, you don't really see anything. It's dark.
So I'd look up at Uhtred and say, it's completely dark in there. It looks like nobody's there.
Is there a doorknob on this door?
Yeah. It's like a pole, I guess.
I would slowly push it open.
Okay. You push it open, and some of this light that, you're in a hallway that has some light because light's filtering in through holes. So there's light in here so you guys can kind of see, but it's pretty dim in there between the bounce back and forth. But just like last time, you can see into the room once you open the door. It is, again, a pretty nice, all things considered, room. There's some couches in here that look like they're still in decent shape that people probably sleep on. There's those tapestries on the wall still that you saw last time, finely woven tapestries. Otherwise it's empty of any kind of monsters or people or anything like that, though.
Can I just go in and look under the beds real quick?
Okay, yeah.
Gotta check for monsters.
Yeah, you get in there and you get down. You look. Sorry, it's dark, but it's your eyes adjust to it. Yeah, the beds are more or less almost completely flat to the ground. So you look as best you can, but like if anything's under there, it's very thin. So you don't think there's anything under there. I mean, you can maybe stick your sword under there and move it around, but yeah, nothing's under the beds.
Okay.
Nothing like that, anyways.
Uhtred, it wasn't this bed that I rolled the guy up and stuck him under. It wasn't this room.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
That would
Wanted
have
to
been
check your story.
And the
That's what I
door
should-
to room 12 is open, you said?
Yep, that one's still cracked open.
Yeah, Tan's going to, while they're doing that, he's going to walk up there and, sneak it, look in.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this one looked like, I guess you didn't see it last time. I think only Uhtred looked at these doors. Basically, it's like a sleeping quarters, but this one is not nice. It's basically like these like piles of like wadded up fabric and hay and stuff that's made into some like makeshift beds. And there's like 6 or so, as you can see there. It looks like this was originally some kind of armory. So you see like the racks on the walls where spears and stuff would have hung, but nothing's in here now like that. There's no spears or anything.
Yeah, he would just holler back, this room is empty and devoid of anything else, so and he'll leave it, with the way he found the door, half cracked or whatever.
Okay.
Guess we need to go up and check the room where we killed the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will
13.
catch them in the middle of their prayers and send them off to where they need to go.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so you're going to go up there?
Yep.
Yeah, you go up. That door is actually still open. And you see the there was these 2 beds in there, and that you killed the priest on, and there's blood and stuff. And I mean, the bodies are gone though. Interestingly enough, I mean, you took the heads, but you left the
Right.
bodies.
Nothing in here then. Nothing else changed about the room. No.
I mean, there's nothing super obviously different that you would have maybe noticed, because it's not like you spent a lot of time
Right.
memorizing the room. But as far as you can tell, I mean, the bodies are gone. That's pretty obvious, and then the signs that there was a combat in here.
Well, let us head to that locked door and proceed deeper into this sanctum, shall we?
Agreed, Bally. So I guess we have to go downstairs now?
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go through 9? Do you want to just go right from this hall to 9, or do you want to go back to 5 first? You're basically at 13.
Right.
You guys can see this, right? So, I mean, you just want to go here? Because the stairs are here.
Yep. What do you think, guys?
Yes, let's take the easy route. And when I get there, I'm going to check that other hallway just to make sure no one is down there. And I'll go into 7 and 6 to check it real quick.
Okay, makes sense. Yes, you guys, you turn around and start coming out of 13. And as you do, the door down here at the bottom of 10 opens up. And you see some of these man-eater slaves at the end. And they look at you and they yell out, oh, well, that's why he speaks English. They yell out, dinner time, or something to that effect. But not exactly like that. More scary. So they scream out in their language, and yeah, they're about to charge you. So what does everybody want to do? I'll just go down the line.
Ready shooter. I want to shoot.
Oh, yeah, you're going to shoot before anything, yeah?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. You can just do that. If anybody had a bow out, that's capable of doing that. I guess a crossbow really is only. So go ahead, Tony.
You can do it with a bow too, as long as the weapon is like.
Yeah, as long as you had it drawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Armor class 3 for 5.
Nice. All right. Yeah. You immediately, as soon as you see these guys, they yell out. You shoot down, and your bolt sticks deep into the chest of one of them. Does not drop, but it is definitely hurt. So now let me go down the line here. Okay. So again, just briefly, what are you going to do for the round so we can actually put the proper order? So go here so I can see everybody. Uhtred, what's your plan?
I will do melee. I'll be prepared to defend myself when they attack.
Okay, perfect. Penesta?
Oh, if there's space to have my bow.
Yeah, you're roughly 35 feet away from them, so you could either shoot at them or you could charge forward and attack them. I mean, a bow is fine.
Yep.
10, what are you going to do?
I'm reloading my crossbow.
Yeah,
And Crystal, didn't you have an arrow ready?
No, she switched.
No, I switched to my
She switched. Okay.
Warhammer when I got down here.
I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just reloading crossbow.
Zulia.
Is this hallway dark?
It is a dappled light, so it's not completely dark, but it's shadowy.
Plenty of shadows. So I'm just gonna pull my hand axe and start to shrink in the shadows, and I'm gonna say, he just said that he's coming to eat us, and then I want to try my best to hide in the shadows in there. Or is it too bright for that?
Well, it's not that it's too bright. I think I guess the rest of the party is there. If you go to the back of the party, you might be able to find a spot while they're distracted by the party charging forward.
Okay. So in that case, yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Or you could go into 13. I mean, I would imagine hide in shadows at this point would literally be just stepping back into 13 so they don't see you. But if your intent is to get behind them, I don't think that's possible. You'd have to go down the hallway and get around them.
Yeah. All right. So I'll still say the same thing. I'll pull the axe and I'll pull my dagger in my 3-fingered hand.
Okay.
and hold on to it.
All right, are you going to melee or are you just going to wait for them to come to you?
I'm gonna wait for
You're
them
gonna
to
melee,
come.
basically.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rush forward.
Okay, and what about Bali?
I'm not that kind of girl.
Bali would like to smash them with his hammer.
Okay, so you're going to melee? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. So let's, just to keep myself organized, I'm going to have Kenneth do initiative this combat. So go ahead and roll a d6 for the party, Kenneth, please. They got a 4.
2.
2. Okay, they're going to go first. All right, they all charge forward. They can get to you, so you won't be able to shoot your missile weapon before they get to you, so they're just all going to get their attacks. I mean, it's not a particularly wide corridor, but I think they can probably ram past you guys. I'm going to say 10 feet. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. I'm going to say they can't get past you all. So, I mean, the fighters are kind of moved to the front to defend, so you're basically going to take the brunt of the attacks. Okay, so first one's going after Uhtred. So I want to check what they need to hit you. You are armor class. With your shield, you're armor class 3. Okay.
4. That's 4. 3 was with versus missiles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Right. So, so they need a 14 to hit you. And Bali, you are, so they need a 15 to hit you. But 13. Okay, so Uhtred. Miss. Uhtred. Miss. Wow, they did terrible dice rolls. Uhtred. Hit. And I think there's only, actually, that should have been Bali. I'm sorry, Bali. And then there's only room for 4 of them to charge up. 11. Okay, so no, only one hits, and it's on Bali. And it does a, let's see, club. It's a light club, fortunately for you. You want to get by a heavy club. 5 points. Smashes it.
Do I get damage reduction for that, by the way? Because my armor does a DR of 1.
Yeah, if you're wearing armor that has a DR, you take you always take 1 away from every time you're hit.
I don't think I was doing that last time. So that was only 4 points then?
Yep.
I'll say only 4. That's like all my hit points.
Really? That put you at 0?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm at level 1, so that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, it's still better than taking the extra point. Yeah, so this system has damage reduction. And I believe, and I'm not going to check it, that even if it reduces it to 0, then you take 0. So it's unlike some systems where you always
Yeah, I
get
read
1.
that earlier. It does reduce it to 0.
Yeah, so
hey,
you take no attack.
Hey, Daniel.
Yep.
I don't know if this. I'm a fighter. If these guys are 1 HD, I should get 2 1 hits this time, right? Or should be 2 1 against them, right?
You get double attack. So if you're using a mastered weapon, you will get 3 attacks around when you're fighting these guys, and that is absolutely the case.
3 1. Okay, nice.
3 every single round. 3 every one. And with your mastered weapon. Okay, so melee goes first. I'm just going to go in this order because it's easier for me. So Uhtred.
All right, I will take a swing with my sword. So what is that? 12. So armor class 6.
Hits.
All right. 11 damage.
Dead. I don't like the fighters. Okay. Well, there's 3 more standing. You could kill all 3 of them right now like a boss, Crystal. If 3 more right there, and then there's 1 in the back because you get 3 attacks. So I mean, no pressure.
No pressure. Got it. Okay. All right. Let me look at my stats and everything. Like, yeah. All right. Let's see. My weapon gets a. I'll make it a +2. That seems low. I guess so. Okay. Now we've been playing that other combat system of yours where I'm used to like a +8 to hit.
Well, you usually get a plus for your strength, and then also for the weapon mastery, you get +1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So only a +2. With 17 strength. Okay, and then first roll was a net 1.
Okay, that misses.
Okay. So this isn't like where, all right. Second, oh, nice. Second attack is going to hit AC -1.
That hits.
And last attack is going to hit AC 1.
Okay. I mean, since you
So
have
those two
both
hit.
phases to attack, you can switch opponents if you want, if the first one kills, so you can go ahead. Because they already went.
All right. And let's see, that's and then it's a D8 this time because I'm using it actually one-handed. So first guy is going to take 10 points of damage as I crack him with my hammer. And I probably do like a baseball swing and like hit one, and then my hammer continues through and hits the next because the next is 4 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, that guy doesn't die, but you do kill one. Okay, so standing in the back with a missile weapon is Pinesta, I guess.
Yeah, I will shoot at the one that.
Yeah, you are threading the needle, as they say.
Okay.
So
But don't fumble.
no, I have to check exactly what the rule is on that, but I think you're -2 to hit, if I'm not mistaken. And if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, then you hit one of your friends. That's basically it.
Okay. So if my attack modifier is 2, it'd just be a straight roll.
That's right.
Okay.
Are you shooting? Well, I guess I'm just going to randomly pick because
I was going to shoot the one Crystal hit to try to focus fire a little bit. But you can pick.
Yeah, but this is all happening so fast. I'm going to say you don't know which one, so I'm going to randomly
Okay.
choose. Or I'm still going to randomly choose, and it might be the dead one. It's up to you.
You're the DM. I hit armor class 2.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. Mm-hmm. 4 points of damage.
Okay, was your attack roll even or odd?
It was odd.
Okay, so you hit the one that has not been damaged. Okay. Okay, so at the end of this, so Zula is in the back. I mean, you can't really melee at this point because you're being blocked. So, unfortunately, Rush, sorry. Unless you want to do something spectacular. Or like a throw weapon, but you'd have to thread the needle as well.
Yeah,
There's currently...
I'm just going to wait until I can get an opening.
Okay, yeah.
Melee opening.
That's cool. Yeah, because I imagine right now you got the two fighters up front, like fighting, and then you've got Tan and Pinesta loading or shooting arrows right behind them, and then you're kind of further back, so that would be just really difficult. That being said, that's the end of that round. So coming into the next round, what's everybody's plan based on what I just told you everybody's set up? There's two guys that are up front that attacked the two fighters. Actually, they both attacked Bali, but they're still up. Yeah, and there's one guy that was further back that got an arrow in him from Tam when this first started, and he kind of stayed back for a second. But seeing that you killed one of his buddies, he's running forward. So there's basically two close to and one that's going to charge. And so what's everybody's plan? Uhtred?
Melee.
Okay. Vanessa?
Missile.
Tan?
Yep, crossbows reloaded, ready to shoot.
Zulia?
I'm going to hold my action.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. And Bali?
Hammer time.
Okay. Hammer don't hurt him, or Hammer do hurt him. All right, Uhtred. Sorry, can I roll initiative for the group? 5 for them.
6.
Nice. All right, you guys go first. So, Uhtred, there are two guys standing pretty much right directly in front of you, and you get 2 attacks this round.
I will swing. Okay, that's I'm sure that one misses. That's a 7. Not even
7 even with the bonuses, that misses, yeah.
yeah. And then 11. AC 8.
That hits.
Okay, at least I hit once. 8 damage.
Dead. Bali, 3 attacks. There's one guy standing in front of you. I mean, you can break them up because the other guy's going to eventually charge up, I guess.
Okay, Bali hits armor class 2.
That hits.
He then hits armor class 5.
Okay, that hits. You may want to save. You're probably going to kill. I mean, you're probably going to kill him in two hits. So I wouldn't take all three attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can see he's pretty dead. I'm not telling you what to do, but I mean, you think 2 attacks is going to kill him easily.
Okay. First in is a damage of 11.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
And okay. Was there one more?
There is, but he's further back. So you can get him, but it'll be at the end of the round because he has to charge up to you. You can't move currently because you can't move until phase 2.
Okay.
So you could charge him, basically, if he's still alive. Panesta, there's only one standing, and he's further down the corridor. He's still in short range, though, of you. The good thing is he's not near your companion, so you're no longer threading the needle.
Oh, nice. I will take an attack at him. I think I get 2, right? His 3 over 2.
Yep, 3 over 2. This will be the second round. You get 2 shots.
Okay. First one misses terribly.
Okay.
It was a 5 plus 2 is only a 7. The second one hits armor class 3.
That hits.
Okay. 3 points of damage.
Okay. He takes another arrow and is still standing. 10.
Yeah, Tan sees the newest one, Bali, taking down these guys, and it looks like he's fixing to jump to charge to this last guy with the 2 arrows, and he just kind of gives a sly smile to himself and goes, I'm going to take him out before he gets there. Oh, a 19. That will hit like armor class negative something for 2.
All right. You only have 1 left. So, yeah, it's a very precise shot that drops this guy. It's like, dunk, dunk, dunk. And the guy drops. He drops down before he can even make the move. He's kind of like half moved. And you currently now have 4 dead man-eater slaves at your feet and 1 at the end of the corridor. And, you take a breath, and it's quiet.
Nice job, everyone.
Yes, it was a most excellent job by everyone except Zool. Zool, are you okay? Where did you go?
She's in the back there. She goes, I'm here. I never got a chance.
Hiding in shadows.
I believe that I counted 2 for myself. How many did you get, brother?
Well, I don't know, 4 or 5.
I don't think your math's right.
Oh, right. Sorry, 2, I think. Zulia.
4 or 5, that sounds about right for a man of your caliber. The arena winner, after all, the champion.
Zulia, if you're feeling timid about fighting with that 3-fingered hand of yours, you could use a shield on that hand. You could strap it right to your arm.
No, I feel fine. I just literally never got a chance. You killed them all before I got to do anything.
Just a suggestion.
They're kill shaming you.
Yeah, they are.
Just trying to build confidence, give you, some more confidence.
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Oh,
This is the part of the adventure where the party's
Sort of like
caught.
my mini crossbow idea.
Okay, yeah. So all's quiet. They were all carrying small clubs, no blowguns this time.
Well,
Are they decent clubs, or are they just pretty shoddy made?
No, they're just like tree branches.
Oh, okay.
Well, loincloth or no, I searched the bodies. I have to be useful somehow.
I don't know where they're gonna keep it, but let me check.
You never know. They might have a little belt pouch or something. Coin
no.
purse.
A small sack, maybe.
Prison purse.
Oh, see, that would be inspiration if this was funny. All right, so no, they don't have a fanny pack or anything.
Okay.
No, they're not carrying any money.
She just goes, damn.
Yeah.
And I apologize if you hear growling. There's a wrestling match going on.
Wait. These guys are wearing loincloths and you're checking for fanny packs?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the occasional, now that you've been in Xambaala for a while, you see the occasional slave that walks around that has like some kind of like tribal jewelry or whatever that they might make out of bone or something, but they're not even wearing that. Like they got nothing. And even that stuff isn't very valuable. I mean, here, it might be valuable in another place where you could, in a big city where it's like, oh, these are the native designs, but to you here, they're useless or not worth anything. And they don't even have them. They're basically just carrying the clubs.
Man, these guys, there seems to be a lot of them. We best keep a close guard.
That went much better than last time we were here.
Well, it helps when, two of your party don't hide around the corner. So.
No, we're just a moment now, Penn. We were not hiding. We were setting up ambush for more coming the other way.
That's right. That's right. You're right, Tan. Guys,
Yeah, I think that did actually
go. Bali says to Uhtred in Viking, it is a shame that some of our fellow party members will not join us in Valhalla.
Indeed, brother, indeed.
So if you go back down to the south, where you came from, where these guys just came from, that door's, they didn't close it clearly because they opened it and charged in. So the door that you came through to get in here is open. And of course, that on the right-hand side as you're walking back down, so the west side, there's that door that goes into the stable area. You clearly saw them come from basically area 5, the big open area. That's where they came from. So you can go back through that space again, or you could cut across by going into that to the other door into the stables. It's up to you how you want to go. Assuming you want to still go to the butcher room.
Oh, yeah, we got to go down those stairs. We have the key to the door, maybe.
Yep, stable door.
Okay, yeah. So you open it up, and this is a, again, like some kind of stable area. You can see that along the far wall, basically when you walk in, if you were to make a right and go up a bit, that's where the door is to the kitchen. But almost directly across from you on the wall, one of those stalls was definitely used for burning stuff. There's like burnt areas up the wall, and last time you had noticed there's some bones in there. The middle stall there seems to have it's basically a toilet. And then the last one, the closest one to you, it seems like they emptied out whatever was in the other stalls and threw it in there. So there's like some like broken up wood and cloth and stuff in that one. Otherwise, the room is empty. There's no creatures in here or anything. So what you want to do?
Once we get to the butcher room, I'm going to go on around there and check the hallway 6 and 7 just to make sure nobody's sneaked around there.
Okay. Yeah. So you go into that butcher room, and again, this is like a pretty small room. It's set up like I'll read it for you because Rush didn't get the goodness last time. The walls and floor are covered in blood stains and bones. Blasphemous symbols are carved and painted in blood on the walls and floor. Butchery utensils have been cast about carelessly, presumably in gluttonous haste. A broad cedar table dominates the southern portion of the room. Last time there was a body on here. This time there is not. There is no body there. But you do see like the remnants, like just like glops of like rotten meat with flies on it. And there's some rats scurrying around. You see a whole lot of blood on the ground from when you guys had that massive combat, but none of those bodies, because there was a lot. You killed like 10 guys in this room. You do see the western wall has that door, which is, I guess, what Tan's talking about. And then to the northern area, there's a set of stairs going down. So if you move up to that hallway, Tan, and look down, it's kind of dark, but there's still some light in there, and it is vacant. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak down though to where it opens up
All the way
to
down?
that other room. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so you go down, and I guess the party's probably waiting for you. You sneak down, and kind of go around that corner. You see that collapsed area with all the sand, and then you kind of look into that other space, and just like before, it's empty.
Yeah,
like
he just wants to make sure nobody's. Then he'll come back, and it's all clear down here.
Yeah, I mean, without like a deep investigation, that's pretty much what you got. There's nothing in there that there's nobody in here currently anyways that's going to attack you. All right. Yeah, so you move back up to the rest of the party who has been waiting patiently, I guess, or maybe impatiently, who knows. And maybe this is a perfect time just before you get on the stairs. Let's take a quick break.
Hey, before we go on break,
Yeah.
out of character real quick, I want to say, like, you could actually have like one of your fingers be hollow, like a wooden finger, and then like hide poison in it.
It's possible. I don't know what I'll do. I could come up with something.
When Vel comes back, she can make some poison.
I may try to get
And then you
a.
have a hiding place for it.
I may try to get a wrist-mounted crossbow or something, so I can just go like. Chunk. That would be kind of cool.
Okay, that sounds very assassin.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
right.
So let's do 5, and we'll see you in a couple.
All right.
Okay. All right. So here we go. We're at the top of the stairs, looking down into the darkness. If you remember, this area down here is quite dark. In fact, I'll even read it for you. Let's see what we got here. Stairs. Oh, and also you remember, because you saw it last time, because you had a torch, that there was actually a trap at the bottom of the stairs. So approaching in the dark is probably not a good idea. So you guys said stairs going down, and then they turn. I just lost my map. Is somebody got a torch or something?
I'll pull out I can do the torch again.
Okay. Yeah, so the stairs go down, basically going north, and then they kind of turn and kind of like to the left, I guess, to the west, and then it comes down to put you into this room. Room 16. The paintings show seasonal crops, a swelling river, and abundant harvest. Scenery that obviously does not comport to the current landscape above. So some old murals on the wall here. Of course, you know that this warlord's palace is quite old anyways. I mean, it's very, very old. Now, there are 2 doors in this room. The room is like 15 by 30, I guess. You're kind of at the north end. On the west wall, there's a door that was locked last time. And on the south wall, there's a door that was locked last time. Both of them are heavy, iron-bound wooden doors. So what you want to do?
Yeah, Zulia, we had a hard time with these doors last time. We were wondering if maybe you could try picking the locks on these.
Well, it ought to be especially easier now with 3 fingers on one hand, but sure, let's give it a shot.
You know, I just remembered, Tan, did you remember to go get the key from where you buried it in the slave?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, I got all that stuff.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got it. Okay. I didn't hear that. Sorry.
That would have been awesome. Yeah, he did know he did it at the end of last session after he met with the.
So yeah. So we're on the landing. There's a heavy door. Which directions?
There's a heavy door to the west, and there's a heavy door to the south. 2 of them.
West and south. Okay.
Take your pick.
Well, I just kind of look at everybody else, say which one.
So the room, if you're mapping, the room is 30 feet north south, 15 feet east west, and the stairs you came down are on the north wall.
Okay. I'm just sort of kind of mapping.
Yeah, I mean if you're doing like a rough map,
Yeah.
you don't have to. I just thought that's what you're doing. And the doors on the west again on the west wall and on the south wall. More or less the center of both walls.
Okay. So I just walk over to the west wall. If no one has anything they want to, if no one else is going to pick, I'll go to the one on the west wall and check it pretty thoroughly.
Okay, you want to check it? You got like a
traps, and I don't know if I have traps. It says I can do most of the standard. I need to. Damn it. I have detect secret doors, disguise, put in a thief, discern noise, manipulate traps. Yep, 3 out of 12.
3 out of 12. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you check it. There's no traps on the door. It's pretty clean.
Okay.
It is locked though.
So I will then try to open the locks, which is also on a 3 out of 12.
This lock is very difficult to open. Or maybe it's the lack of fingers. It's hard for you to tell.
Yeah. So I kind of sigh and get up and I start walking over to the south wall. And we'll try the same thing over there.
All right. You gonna check it first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty clear.
Okay.
Nope. These locks seem to be unpickable by your party.
Yeah. Try this key, Zool, and see if it would fit any of these doors now.
Oh, a key. Thanks.
Well, we were hoping that your expertise would get us in.
Well, I'm really a super expert at keys. And I take a key. I walk over to the west wall, to the western door, and I try the key in the door.
Oh yeah, sure. The key slides in and click.
I pull the key out, still trying to be somewhat sarcastic, and I look at it and I go, I figured it out.
Well, were you not glad that you checked it for traps first? And then
Oh, no, I would still have done that, yes, but I was just thinking, holding the key up like this, if only there was a device. So,
if you never challenge your skills, you'll never progress.
Yeah, I get it. And then I wave to him with a bandaged hand. So I slowly push the door open and peek down the hallway.
Okay, yeah. So you you push the door open slowly. Let me just check something here. Oh, and when you do, you catch off guard, aka surprise. Two snake men. It's a pretty large room. I'll give you the overview first. So basically, you're standing at the top of kind of a wide set of stairs that kind of drops down into the space. It drops down about 5 feet total. The space itself looks like it might have been some kind of a storage room. You can actually smell kind of the stale wine stuff that might have been here like years and years and years ago. There's broken boxes and stuff all pushed to the back. But kind of in the center of the room, which is a, roughly 60-foot east-west by about 30-foot north-south room, there's like a large table that it looks like it's made out of stone, and there are two snake men that were like, they seem to be like cleaning and moving stuff around, and you kind of, like I said, you catch them by surprise. They look up and they see you because your torch flickers. What would you like to do?
So for
you have a surprise round. Yeah, they're surprised.
I would pull both daggers, like real quick. I'd just, and then I'd throw one of them.
Okay.
And as I throw it, I go, Panesta, your dates are here.
Never living that down, ever.
Oh, man.
Never.
She giggles as she does it, but yes, she's going to pull both daggers and throw.
All right.
So I guess it would say missile.
Yeah, I mean, being that you were like opening the door and everybody was standing there, everybody's not going to be able to attack. I guess probably if you had the crossbow, you could probably attack 10.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I was standing there, maybe a little taller, I'd shoot crossbow.
Yeah, and that's probably all it's going to be able to happen because anybody charging in would have to pile over Zula, who's not getting out of the way apparently, because you're going to throw stuff. So yeah, so you guys can both make missile attacks. There's two of them, and I guess since you don't know which one the other one's shooting at, I'll just randomly determine who you hit. If you hit, let me check something.
Armor class 0 for 5.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, that sinks deeply into one of the men.
Attack, missile, skill. My dex is a +1. Okay.
Well, they're actually just leather boots.
Shit. I rolled a 12.
A 12. So was that hit AC?
I'm sorry. I get a +1. Yeah, that's +1 is a 12. It's AC 8.
That does not hit.
Yeah.
No, the snake man is able to move out of the way quickly enough to avoid that.
What are you doing here?
Okay, so now you all see what's going on. So now we'll go down and see what everybody's going to do. There's two snake men there. Hold on, did we lose somebody? Oh, no, we go. Okay. For some reason, half my screen was gone. So again, Zulia's kind of blocking the door, but clearly you can get around her if you need to. Tan's kind of standing back shooting crossbow. Uhtred, what are you gonna do?
So we can see the whole room, though. So we're
Yeah,
not
pretty much.
So there's no other. There's just the two snake men.
As far as you can tell, in quick glance, you can see the whole room. But as far as you can tell,
I would,
there's boxes and stuff piled up. But as far as you can tell, you can see the whole room.
with my shield and my sword, I would slowly progress to the bottom of the stairs and prepare to fight melee.
Okay. I mean, do you want to charge in and attack him this round? Do you want to do like a move for the first?
Oh, why not? I'll charge in. I'll be
Okay.
reckless.
No, I mean, you could move halfway and then move the second half and attack the second part of the round if you want. That's up to you. It would just be the
reckless works.
okay. But
He's a Viking after all.
Yeah.
I'm going to, since I still have the torch, I'll pull out my long sword and start to kind of walk down towards the snake men.
Okay, so you're gonna progress in and then maybe go after the rest of the way on the second phase. You're not
Correct.
charging.
Yes.
Okay. Tan.
He's just gonna step back out of the way as he's reloading his crossbow and looks at Red and Ball and he goes, "They're yours now."
Okay. Bal.
Bali will. You said he could charge in and attack him this round.
Yep. If you run in, you can attack him.
Yeah, so he'll do that. Are these guys one hit die?
They are not.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And Zulia, what's your plan? You threw the dagger. You're kind of standing in the doorway. People are rushing past you.
So now that it's like a new round, knowing that these Vikings are going to come, betting that these Vikings are just going to come barreling through, I'm going to pull my hand axe and basically step in and try to get into the and immediately try and go into shadows.
Okay. Yeah.
Trying to catch them as
Okay.
hopefully
Cool.
hoping the snake men will come to meet them.
All right. Yeah. I mean, this is a bigger room. You could probably. I mean, if the combat lasts long enough, you could probably get around to the back of them, possibly.
Okay.
All right. So it's a new combat. So Nikki, roll initiative for the party. D6. Ooh, they got a 6.
Oop, 5.
Okay. They both start to utter magical phrases. Everybody make a sorcery saving throw.
As a fail.
Yeah, you can add a wisdom bonus if you have one for this.
I made it 19 over 16.
Yeah, I made it 17 over 16.
17.
Okay, cool. If you failed, you cannot attack them. Otherwise, feel free to do whatever you're going to do. They cast sanctuary on themselves.
What is it we were
Sorcery
supposed
saving
to
throw.
roll?
Sorcery saving throw. Did you make it?
No, I didn't.
You failed? Okay. Okay, so Uhtred, you made it, right? So you may do your thing.
Yeah, so Uhtred grins when after Tan says what he says and charges in after and attacks the first one that they can reach.
Okay. With arrow or without?
With my sword.
Well, I mean, the one with an arrow in his chest or the one not without the arrow in his chest?
Yeah, I'll go with the one with the arrow in his chest. That's fine.
Okay.
So I rolled 15. So AC 1.
That hits.
And that's going to be 8 damage.
8. That kills him. Yeah, he's already a bit hurt with the arrow in his chest. You come down and slice his snaky scales and he falls. Panesta, you said you made your save, right?
Yes.
Right. But you're moving up slowly, so you're not going to attack till the second phase anyways, which means they're going to get to go first. But they already went, so you can just go.
Oh, okay. I will.
Yeah, that's only relevant if they failed. If they lost initiative, then there's time that becomes relevant. Really.
Okay. Is there light down here, or do I still need the torch?
I mean, there's light because you have a torch in your hand.
Okay, then I won't drop it. And I'll take a one-handed swing at the one guy, and I'm really confused. Flashbacks to last night.
Yeah, he does. He looks at you. He's like, "You look familiar."
Oh, God. Oh, that's not good, though. Let's see.
Wait, Panista, was that your boyfriend I just killed?
Yeah. These jokes were going to be forever. Okay, I hit armor class 11. That probably misses.
Okay, yeah, that does not hit.
Okay.
Tan, you said you passed or failed?
No, I failed. So he's reloading his crossbow, and he looks at Bala, and he goes, "Well, get in there now. Get in there. It's yours."
Bali stands there. He's looking like he wants to attack, but there's something compelling him not to. So what Bali wants to do is he wants to look up at the ceiling, and he wants to see if he were to throw his hammer up there, could he get the ceiling to collapse on these snake men?
That would be attacking him, so no.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Zulia.
So, yeah.
That's a good idea, but no, it's not that you can't. It's not like something preventing him. It's you're mentally unable to attack him. You can't get the willpower to attack him or hurt him in any way. So yeah, you basically can't do much because you were going to do a melee attack. You can just stand there, I guess, or you can say something or do a dance or do.
He kind of stands like he looks like he wants to, like he has like his fighting face on, but he's just like he can't. He's like can't move forward. Like there's a parry in front of him or something.
It's always sad to not allow the fighter to fight, but you know. And Zulia, you're sneaking around. Okay. Next round. That's basically the gist of it. What's if you failed to save, then you don't get another save. Basically, you're under the spell. So, of people that can attack, Uhtred, what are you planning on doing?
I will attack the next one.
Okay, Pinesta.
Yep, try another swing at the one.
Zulia. You passed your spell, right? Or you didn't?
Yeah, I passed.
Okay,
So I'm hoping that I should be in a position to be able to just leap from the shadows from the side and try and stick this thing in the ribs.
All right. So what's your hide? Let me see if you are hiding.
My hide in the shadows is hide is 5 out of 12.
Okay. Okay, so basically melee. So go ahead, Pinesta, roll initiative for the group.
Oh, a 1.
Oh. The snake man goes, thank God. Thank whatever God they was. The snake man runs like a mofo. He runs out the door. Let's see, how far can he go? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. His movement is.
He's running past me and Bali.
He is, yeah. Actually, he's slithering. He falls onto his belly and he goes, and it's friggin' nasty.
Well, now I hate myself even more.
So much for sweeping the leg.
Yeah, I'll be in attack. He falls on his belly and he slithers out the room super quick. But although he has to stop at the other door to open it, so he stands up and you see him unlocking the door. That's probably all he can do this round. Although he has now left all the people in the other room, so yeah, there's nobody currently in this room that can attack him. So
Tan looks over at Bali and he goes, "Well, why didn't they stop him?"
No opportunity to attack. Yeah. So yeah, he was able to slither. He basically opens the door. I mean, you guys, what do you want to do? I mean, it's not over because you can catch him, especially if you win initiative.
So is he too far? Like we can't see him at all?
He's out the room. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can't throw a dagger at him.
No. You could. I mean, as far as you could move your full move, and then you could throw the dagger the second half of the. So the way it works in phases is that if you're close enough to charge in the first phase and you choose to do that, you're good to go. But if you're not close enough to charge or you need to move then attack, then you go in the second phase, which means that even if he loses initiative, he'll still get to move before you can attack him. That's essentially how that works. So I think in this case, unless somebody has 40 movement.
I do.
Yeah, so you're the only one that can actually, I think you have a special movement because you're a barbarian.
I have 40 move.
Yeah, I have 40.
Oh, right. 40 is normal movement. Sorry. I always think 40 is 30. Yeah, so if you have 40 movement, you can actually charge him with a physical attack. If you want to run and throw the dagger, then you'll be the second phase. So that's kind of how that works mechanically.
No, if we can just run and just stab him, I say we just chase him down because he's going to go get help.
Is that what everybody's doing? Uhtred, Podesta, okay.
Absolutely.
So you can move. So let's see what happens. Roll initiative again, Vanessa, and get it. Win this time. 4. Oh, simultaneous. What's your dex?
My dex is 17.
Woo!
Yeah, you win. So you all get to go. Uhtred, go, charge, and attack.
I will charge and attack. AC 5.
AC 5 hits.
Right. I'll swing for 7 damage.
Okay. Wow. First thing you've hit that you didn't immediately kill.
Well, I wanted to give my partners a chance.
Right, exactly. Finesta. Running with the torch in one hand, the sword in the other.
The sword in the
Burn
other.
him!
Full of self-loathing and really wanting to chop this guy's head off.
When he fell to the ground, you were probably like, ooh.
Yeah, it was not pretty. Armor class. Oh yeah, 5. Yep. So that.
5, that is.
Yep. Oh, and this is my sword. So I need my D8. 5 points of damage.
That's enough.
Yay!
So once again, Zule comes running up too late.
God damn it!
Yeah, this guy's like looking for his keys. You know, it's like a horror movie where he picks them up and he drops them. And he's like trying to get the keys. The guys come charging, shock him up, and he falls to the ground dead.
Okay.
And all is quiet.
Does that break us loose from our spell?
Yeah, it only affects you attacking the caster. So because the caster is dead, you're good to go.
Tan looks at Bali and he goes, it took him a little bit longer than what it would have taken if it would have been just you, right?
We're never going to talk about this again. And then Polly will like just walk off.
Yeah.
Pick up those keys, Zool. We may need that ring of keys that snake man dropped.
Actually, Zool is going to search both the snake men pretty thoroughly and take the keys as well.
Oh yeah, snake men have robes, although they're bloody now. So part of the value that have gold threading. That looks pretty. If you want to strip them, I mean, if you don't mind seeing a naked snake man.
Some of us already have.
Yep.
All right, so each one is going to have a piece of jewelry. Let me see.
Tell me, Penny, did the snake man that you were with wrap you in his loving embrace?
Luckily, I can't remember not a single moment of it, so don't know.
I pat her on the shoulder and I say, "That's probably for the best." And then I commence to search in the bodies.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. I got an 18.
Okay, nice. So the first guy's got a pendant around his neck. It is made out of a roll of a D100.
Yay, I like dice rolls. An 86.
86. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Okay.
Roll a d12.
This one is a 7.
Okay, it is a pendant. It's made of gold with gems. It has a value of 1,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
Shit. All right. Pendant, gold, gems, 1,000 GP. So I take this pendant off and I look at it like wide-eyed and I'm like, well, that's pretty. And I immediately stick that into a pouch and move on to the next guy.
Okay, roll another d20.
Okay. This time I got a 3.
Okay. This one is a bracelet. Very nice.
Okay.
Roll another d100.
56.
56. Okay, a d12.
A 2.
2. This one is actually made of silver.
Okay.
Silver bracelet is worth 400 gold pieces.
Oh, shit. Silver.
Utra's going to head back into the room the snake came from, and as he's walking by Bali, he's going to stop and kind of put his hand on his shoulder and say, "It's okay, we all have to face our fears sometime."
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
Ouch.
I think it was just a little warrior dysphoria of some kind.
So I'm gonna walk by Panesta and Tan, and I'm just gonna kind of whisper. I'm like, well, if this keeps up, and I just point to the pouch. I said, we won't be long before we can just get out. We can just leave and literally go anywhere.
Indeed.
Well, maybe luck has favored us this day. If we continue, we've got the keys to the doors, and you're finding things that will help us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Daniel,
Indeed.
you said there were a lot of boxes in the room?
Yeah, so this appears, so you come into this room, it looks like most of the stuff in here is quite old. Not as old as the place itself, but you know that like oftentimes ruins have had several generations of different people who have lived in them, you know. So while these boxes, you know, anything that's as old as this Warlord's Palace would be would certainly just be dust now for the most part. You think that these boxes, though, they're older than well, any of you. I mean, you're all pretty young, but you know, there's like some casks of wine that you can actually smell the almost sweet, like vinegary bitterness. The smells like of the sweet and also the tart of the bitter when they turn vinegary because they get old. Or some of the wines evaporated. You can smell in the barrels. There's some boxes that look like they probably had food stuffs in them, and they've been like kind of bitten away. And you can see like some droppings from rodents and stuff around there. You know where they're broken into. The only thing that looks relatively new is this table that's in the center, which at first glance looked like it was made of stone. But as you're kind of looking at it, you can see that it's actually constructed of wood and just painted to look like stone. And yeah, Panesta, because you're a bard, you're looking at it and you've seen something like this before. And you start messing around with it a little bit, and you can see that this table is designed. You've seen people use it in magic tricks where they make somebody disappear, where basically the table drops in. So somebody's on it, and then, you know, smoke or whatever, and the person drops into the table. And you can see there's like a hidden area inside. Nothing's in there currently. But
that was my
yeah.
next question. Is there anything in there? But no. Okay.
No, it's empty. You can see though that there are places on the table itself where it looks like you could put like chains, like if somebody was chained to the table, kind of thing. Like I said, you've probably seen something similar in magic type of tricks, where an illusionist would use this. You know, they have some basic illusionary skills, and then they use this part because they can't obviously teleport somebody away, because that's higher magic than a street magician would use.
Huh. I wonder who these snake men were trying to fool, if this is in fact their table. But
Yeah, from what you could tell when you came in, it looked like they were like moving stuff away and cleaning up the area basically. You can see that there are some bloodstains on the ground that look relatively recent. Otherwise, the room, you know, after a pretty good extensive search between the snake man you killed out there and the second snake man that you looted was in this room because that's where he died. Between those two snake men, you know, you that's all. You know, there doesn't seem to be anything else in this rooms.
Can we all tell about the magic box, or about the box that would hide the body or whatever?
I would tell you guys that it was a illusionist table.
You know what? I bet that explains it. I bet they used some kind of mind magics on me. It's the only way to explain why I felt as if I couldn't get to him, or couldn't bring my hammer down upon him. Magic, right?
It probably was very strong magic, Valley, to stop a man like you.
You will have to write about in your songs the magic so powerful it stopped the mountains.
Well, it appeared to me that you were rewrapping the leather around the balance of your hammer there, is what it appeared to me as.
Yes. Combat seems a good time to do that.
Oh, and they also, I guess that was, the pendant, I should probably mention. This is probably super important, and I was so excited about how much it costs. It is actually a holy symbol. They both have holy symbols, but one of them, the holy symbol is just made out of wood, so it's not really that valuable unless you want to take it. They are both to Yig, or Yig, I don't know how you want to
They're
say it.
both two wooden holy symbols.
One is wooden, and the other one is the beautiful gold with gems one that
The pendant.
the pendant. Yeah, the pendant's a holy symbol.
Yeah, I'll take the wooden one though.
Okay. Yeah, Yig being, you would know that, especially as a cleric, that Yig is pretty commonly the god that snake men worship. But but one of them might have been like a higher level priest or whatever, but he had that beautiful holy symbol. The other one just had
Still
kind
strange.
of a wooden.
It's strange because originally the commoners told us before Tan did what he did, they were sacrificing to Cthulhu, or Cthulhu, however you say it in this game. But yet all we're finding is Yig holy symbols. Just
While
interesting.
that's going on, I'm going to look for any like secret doors that are in this room. Kind of search along the walls. Maybe me and Zool can help me too.
Okay. Yeah, what's your
3 out of 6.
rare 6 for you for the thieves, right? Everybody else is, I think, 1.
I think mine's the same.
Yeah, for any of the rogues.
Yeah. 3 out of 6?
Yeah.
No secret doors. You guys search pretty thoroughly while Podesta's doing the other searching, and the fighters are talking or whatever. Unless you want to look to the fighter people.
You're muted.
I'm muted.
Oh, I am.
No.
Oh.
Once.
Did you want to? Okay.
Yeah, I'll look. I think I have.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that there's no secret doors between the three of you guys searching the space while Panesta's doing her thing. There's enough space inside that table to put a full size person. But like you check maybe underneath it and everything too. There's no like passage underneath it, and there's no other secret doors that seem to lead out into the underground area.
It
At least-
does. No, I agree
So,
with you there.
I know you said we didn't find anything that way, but I do have a skill called Sense Magic. It says 4 in 12 chance to cognize the presence of magic. Could
Okay.
I try and
Yeah.
sense if there's any magic in the room?
Yeah, I mean, your barbarian, senses. You kind of think about it or focus or whatever. You don't get any kind of a sense of any kind of magic currently, in the space.
Okay.
Bali has the magic bows, the magic arrows.
Yeah, but he's used to that because he's been around it.
My nose directly goes towards Bali. What's that smell?
Maybe you're throwing up static. Maybe you should destroy Bali's magic items so that it doesn't affect you.
Well, I say we take the keys and we go to the other door the snake man was trying to run through and continue that way, and hopefully we can find the diamond gem that the old man wants us to bring to him.
We should
Yes.
be on our guard.
I'll open the door and I'll investigate. Bali says, feeling he kind of has to redeem himself now for whatever kind of weird thing happened a while ago.
Yes,
Nice.
It seems you have a much better grip on your hammer now, so I think you will be ready.
Yes, shield arm is strong.
So, because you did mention it, and I just didn't answer it. You picked up the keys from this snake, and if you compare them to the other keys, they're the same. There's 2 keys; they match. These 2 keys.
Yep, I'll keep them all the other keys he's got, and I'll open that door he was going through.
Cool. Oh, a new area.
Tan is the key master.
Okay, so you open up the door. It's dark in here, so when you open the door, your torch kind of flickers into this space. It's quite large. You're standing much like the other room. There's like immediately stairs dropping down about 5 feet, like wide stairs coming down to the room. Within your torchlight, you can see there's a lot of columns. You can't tell how big the room is, but it's definitely bigger than 30 by 30 because your torch is not touching. Your torch is touching the wall to your left, which is the east wall, but all the ways to the south and all the ways to the west, you just see columns. You don't see any walls, so the room is bigger than that for sure. But let me give you anything else here. It has this kind of stench of snake men because now you're smelling it everywhere. Some people are probably more sensitive to it than others. Um,
Hmm.
okay, hold on. Let me see how many of you die in this room automatically. Nope, no,
Hello,
okay.
for Panesta.
Yeah, so basically, from what you can tell, nothing comes charging at you or anything immediately, but the room is very dark.
And come on forward with the torch. This is a very large room, but be careful for things that are slithering in the dark.
You don't worry, Master. I shall go ahead. I shall protect you.
All right, I'll step a little bit forward with the torch, kind of with
Okay.
Bali by my side.
Yeah, you guys start to move in. Everybody's kind of moving into the room now. Do you want to stay along this like eastern wall, or do you want to kind of walk into the middle of the room to see like how wide it is?
I think we should hug the wall. What do you guys think?
Probably safest.
Okay.
Keep a wall. Try and keep a wall at least on one side of us.
All right, makes sense. I mean, I guess you could also hug the north wall. So do you want to go west along the north wall or south along the east wall? And of course, you're coming in from the north.
Let's go east along the east wall, or south along the east wall.
Okay, sure. You start to move down, and like I say, there's columns here holding the roof up. The roof in this room is actually fairly tall for an underground. I guess it was in the room with the magic trick too. For an underground space that you've seen, anyways, the roofs are at least 20 feet tall, which is pretty tall. So you kind of come into the space, and your torch is flickering off the ceiling. You're staying against this wall. You only walk in maybe 15 feet, and you can see now that there's a wall to the south. So the entire north-south stretch of the room is probably about 65 or so feet, 60, 65 feet. And as you're kind of walking down, you see that wall in front of you. And as you do, you are not surprised as out of the darkness, I guess you hear the scraping of feet and something is charging out at you. Some things, 4 of them at that. So there are 4 creatures running at you out of the darkness. You can't quite make out what they are until they get into the light, but they are roughly man-sized, maybe a little bit smaller. And there are 4 of them. So what do you want to do, Uhtred? Because they are charging at you.
Just so you know, Daniel, also as the barbarian, I have alertness. I mean, you said we're not surprised, but just so you know, I do have alertness, which says it reduces by 1 or by -1 on a d6 roll the party's chance to be surprised.
Okay, is that even if it's not barbarians with you? It's any time.
Says barbarian. It just says barbarian fighter class. It's one of my abilities. Alertness reduces by 1 on a d6 roll the party's chance to be surprised.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good. That's good to know. You have yet to be surprised yet. I think so. It worked out.
I will.
Actually, no, that's not true. You were surprised one time, but actually, I rolled a 1, so you would have still been.
Is there somebody within? Are they within range for me to strike?
Yeah, they're at the edge of the torchlight, so they're about 30 feet away.
And they all look the same.
I mean, roughly. They look like the same kind of thing. They're about. I'll
try the melee attack. That's what I'll see what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they're. I guess you could see them. They are about 4 feet tall, stubby legs, heavily muscled. They're all beefed, so they're basically they're barbarian fairies. No, they're really big, like they're almost as big and muscly as you, but they're only about 4 feet tall, and they are ugly and horrible looking.
I coined that Barfarians.
Oh, nice, Barbarian. Yeah, kind of like Barbarians. Yep, they are foul. Actually, Panesta, make a check. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 14.
All right, so make a d6 roll. We'll give you 3 and 6.
Okay. 4.
Okay, you're not sure what these are. They could be anything. They might be snake man. I mean, you're probably a little freaked out by the snake man thing. You're probably like, oh, God.
Yep.
You can't quite figure out what they are right this moment. I don't think anybody else at this level would know what they are. Actually, you know who might know? Both of the fighters. So Uhtred and Bali, you can both roll a d6. You'd also have a 3 and 6 chance.
Hold on a second. I got a cat trying to take over my lap.
I have the same problem. Irony. A 3. So
Ah,
I rolled a 5.
these are the most terrible, horrible things you've ever seen. They are dwarves. You would know that they are they're foul creatures that dwell under the ground and forge the magic items for the quite evil creatures. So yeah, these things are nasty and they're coming at you. So Uhtred.
Bali's eyes grow wide and he begins to panic as if he's seen a ghost or something. And, knowing Uhtred as his shield brother, he just yells out to Uhtred, who has grown up hearing the same stories he heard, and he will say, "Dwarves!"
Yeah, and
Nice.
Uhtred, you were going to ask what I was going to do. He will, he'll hear Bala yell that, and he'll rush forward and attack.
Nice. All right, so charging Pinesta.
Can I make eye contact with them? Far.
Maybe. I mean, once they get into the light, you can. Yeah, they're like right at the edge of the light. You want to do that
Okay.
second phase? You want to make eye contact with them, or you gonna try to seduce them?
I'm going to try to terrify them.
Ah, nice. Yeah, as soon as they come into the light, you'll be able to do that. Well, they can see you. You have to be able to see them, though, right?
Yeah, it says you have to be able to make eye contact and see them. And
All
they
right.
have to
So
be
I would
like
say
10
if you wait
feet,
till the
yep.
second phase, then you can do that. However,
Okay.
if you just elect to cast a spell and they win initiative and they attack you, you lose the spell. So it may not be ideal, but you can risk it. As long as you win initiative, you'll be good.
I'll risk it.
10.
Ready shooter at phase 0 if I can.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, because as soon as I see one of them run to the line, I'll pull the crossbow probably as soon as Bala yells out what they are. And that is going to miss pretty bad.
You shoot off into the darkness. Molly, what do you want to do?
I would like to smash, please.
Okay, so you're going to melee? How about Azulia?
Yeah.
Azulia, you muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I'm gonna pull my hand axe and dagger, go straight to Shadow, and wait till either Uhtred or Bali get engaged into a melee, and then I'm gonna try and strike one of them from behind.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Tony, you'll roll initiative for this combat.
All right.
So here we go.
Come on.
3.
The 3.
Simultaneous. So what's your dex?
18.
Oh, wow. Damn. All right, you guys go first. Uhtred, charge and attack a dwarf.
Hey, I will growl after hearing Bala say dwarves. I'll growl, charge in, and take a swing. That is a 86.
AC 6 misses.
Okay. They were shorter than I thought they were.
Yes.
Yeah, these guys now, as you get close to them, you can see the sparkling. They're wearing chainmail armor. Everybody else you've been fighting has been naked so far. It's like, oh crap, they have armor. Pinesta, you want to do your thing, right? Go ahead.
Yep, just on one of them. The one I can look into the eyes. He has to make a sorcery saving throw adjusted by his willpower.
You okay? He does not seem frightened.
Okay,
He rolled a 20. I didn't even have to look at the chart. He rolled a 20. I'm sure that's successful.
I'm sure.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it definitely is. If it's not, that would suck. No, your save is 22, man. You can never make a save. 10. You already shot.
Yeah, but
Ollie,
is this phase 1 now? I mean, would I get to do something else now? And
it's phase 1, but you got to reload, no?
well, I'm going to do. Can I do a spell though now in like actual
You would
phase
have to
1?
have said it before. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
I thought
I misunderstood. I guess how that British shooter works, and I thought it didn't count at all. But okay.
No, it
big
doesn't
deal.
count.
No.
Well, it doesn't count. You just didn't say that before we.
Oh, I got you. No big deal.
Yeah, I may have skipped you. So go ahead, do it. It's fun.
You know, I'm going because if everyone that 30 feet of torch rain, I'm going to look towards one of them, and I'm going to yell out, and I'm going to go sleep. And if they have a intelligence of 13 or higher, they get to make a sorcery saving throw. And I'm casting command on them.
Okay, on one, right?
Yeah, just on one.
Okay. It doesn't say what their intelligence is, so I will roll it. It doesn't look very good for him right now. Nope, no save. One of them drops.
Yep, he'll be asleep for 6 rounds, 1 minute.
Oh, wow. All right, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be decided before then, but we'll see. All right, one drops. Now, Bali, sorry.
Yeah, so are these one hit die?
They are not.
Oh. All right. Sad hammer sounds. All right, so I will still hit armor class 0 for 10 points of damage.
Okay, that hits. It does not kill him. The thing is with that anyways, Crystal, is that this round you would have only got one attack no matter what. Because when you charge, you only get one attack no matter what.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Bali says, yells out suddenly, you stole my tooth fairy money. And then he runs forward and smacks this dwarf in the head.
Jesus. Okay. It doesn't seem to understand you unless you yell it out in Norse.
Oh, yeah, I'll yell it in Viking, of course.
Okay.
Oh, that's another thing, Daniel. If they wouldn't understood either Common or Cimmerian, he probably would have had no effect on them then.
He has to be able to understand you? Okay, it says sometimes they speak Common. I'll give it a 2 and 6 that they understand Common. That one is just Common. Drop the die. Let's see. Nope, he did not understand. So he did not fall.
Good enough.
He's like, huh? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, that's funny. It doesn't come up that often, but it sometimes does. I'm looking here because... Oh, sorry, Zulia. You're hiding, right? So it's their turn now. That's what I'm checking for. Okay. I'm just checking something. He has a horseman's pick.
Are any of them engaged with either Bali or Uhtred?
They are about, well, Bali and Uhtred ran up, but they haven't gone yet. But they're about to be engaged.
Okay. That's all right. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, they're plus you're going behind them this round, so you wouldn't be able to. I'm just checking how this works. Okay, 2 of them are charging Penesta. Okay, no misses. And the second one. Ooh, 18 minus 4 is 14. 14 hits an AC 3. That hits you, right?
Yep.
Okay, 2 of them run at you. Ah! And actually, hold on. Does AC 5 hit you?
That is my armor class.
Okay, yeah, so it does. Okay, 2 of them charge out at you, and one swings wildly. The other one swings and hits the torch, which flies across the room. Oh my god! And it doesn't go out actually, but it flies across the room, so it's much darker in this area now. But it's still dark. It's still enough light that you can see them. You see it flickering in the corner. The other 2 are going to go after one on Uhtred, who's the one that you attacked. Ooh, with a 20.
Oof.
These dwarves are not. Oh my god, and a 5. So they're a monstrous. They do double damage. He swings at you with his horseman's pick, and he's like, "You think I'm too short to ride a horse?" 3 points. Double that. 4 points. That was a shitty crit. But good for Uhtred. So you take 4 points of damage to Uhtred, and the other one's going to attack Bali. With a... Yeah, you don't get any bonus. 18, that's going to hit you for sure. That's going to hit AC -1. So Bali, you also get hit with the pick. They're picking on you. 6 points. The crit did less damage than the regular hit.
Bali's down.
Oh
Really?
my god.
Yeah, so he picks you. He doesn't pick you up, or maybe somebody will have to pick you up when this is. All right, I'm gonna see how many pick puns I can make during this.
Oh boy.
Come
Thanks for
on,
it didn't happen.
like who does? Like nobody
How
uses.
much-
This is such a good
How much
example.
damage? How much damage did you say it was? It was
5.
3, 5. All right, I'm gonna go 2.
Okay, so you're not bleeding out. You fall to the ground, unconscious. And that's it. So that's all of them. But now it's the second phase. So now you can actually, if you make your sneak, you can. What's your sneak score there, Zulia?
I think it was 5. Sneak. Hide 5 out of 12.
That is successful. So you get your bonus to hit, which I think is +4, right? Additional.
Yes.
And you're going after probably the one that's engaged in Bali, or which one?
Probably the one that just hit Bali,
Okay.
because she'll be kind of mad about that. She knows.
And actually, you're assassinating, right?
Yes.
There's a chance of instant death, so we got to look that up.
Yes.
Nice.
But make the attack first, because if you miss, then there's not a chance of anything.
All right. So, yeah. So with the +4, that's 21. Then I get another +1 for just being my dagger. So that's 22 to hit.
22 to hit?
Yeah.
That
So
probably
it's
doesn't
going to be AC negative something.
Yeah, that hits. Okay. So you are second level?
Yes.
And they are here? Okay, so you have 5. So roll a d20. So you have 5 and 20 chance of instant killing them.
I got a 10.
Okay, doesn't instant kill, but it still does the normal backstab double damage. So you can either just roll 1 die and double it, or roll 2 dice. Just make the choice before, obviously, you roll the die.
Yeah. Let's roll 2 dice. That seems more fun. So that's going to be 6 total.
6
Four to-
total. All right,
4 to
nice.
2.
All right, yeah, so you jab. You don't have a strength bonus, right?
I do not. My strength is 10.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you jab one of them pretty deeply into the back, and it howls out. And that is the end of the first round. Wow, okay. Dwarves aren't messing around. Okay, into the next round. Uhtred, what are you going to do?
Melee.
Okay, Penesta, you got 2 on you.
Yep, melee. Now that he knocked the torch out.
You are no longer torched. Tan?
Yeah, Tan is seeing the onslaught of these little guys is going to drop his crossbow, and seeing that 2 of them got pinned up, he's going to use reckless fighting, which will reduce my armor class to 6 for right now, and I'm going to get a +1 attack bonus as I move in with my sword to help
Nice.
Tan.
Excellent. Bali, you're out, and you're not bleeding out, so you're safe for now anyways. Zulia?
I'm just going to attack the guy in front of me.
Okay, so you're attacking this guy.
Yeah.
All right, and you're attacking this guy and this guy. Let me make sure I know who's where. So this is it. This is Zulia, and then this is going to be Penesta, and this one is going to be 10. Okay, initiative. Ooh, they got a 1.
4.
Excellent. You guys go first. So Uhtred, melee.
All right, so I have the one that's on me still, right?
You have 1 on you. That's right. He is injured, but he's still up, and you should get 2 attacks this round.
Okay. So first it's gonna be AC 4.
AC 4 hits.
Cool. And that will be 9 damage.
That kills him. That's the Uhtred we know.
Now the question is, can I turn and attack another one, or is it?
You can, but you'll have to do it the second phase, so they'll get to go first.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Penesta, just remind me because I might forget.
Okay.
I'm going to take a swing. Now I have my sword into both my hands.
Nice.
Oh, that would be. It's an AC 5.
That misses.
Okay.
Chings off his chainmail. 10.
Uh-oh, that +1, I may need it. Yep, that's going to miss barely, but I do miss.
Okay. Yeah, their AC is 4, so you guys you're tough. Zulia. In there.
So I hit AC 3 for 5.
Okay, excellent. He's still up, but he's very, very grievously injured. Okay, so they're going to get to go, and then before I start the next round, remind me what you get to go one more time. Okay, so first one's going to turn around and attack 10.
Yeah, I'm AC 6 right now.
Okay, well, he rolled a 2, so that's not going to hit anything. Next guy's going to turn around and attack Zulia, the hurt guy. He got an 11, which hits an AC of 6. So that hits you, barely. So you're going to take 4 points, Zulia.
Oh.
And then the one on Penesta. Roll a 19. I mean, it's better than a 20. Oh my God. 7 points on Penesta.
Okay. Good thing
That's
that I
not-
had more hit points.
There you still up.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a d6. If you get a 5 or 6, the torch goes out.
I got a 6.
Torch goes out. You guys are in darkness. But I'll let you move and attack one more time before that happens, Uhtred.
I'll attack the one that just attacked Penesta.
Okay.
It's going to be
Aww.
AC 4.
That hits.
I don't know if
Six damage.
they have the same sale, but
6.
like for sprint,
Okay.
it was
Still up,
it's half
unfortunately.
off. Normally-
Boom. Torch goes out. You guys are all in complete darkness. What you want to do, Uhtred?
But right now it's half off.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you still have to pay $15
I-
for service.
Am I comfortable enough to be able to swing and attack the one in front of me, or just like at a
Yeah,
disadvantage?
you'll be, let's say, -4 because you're in the dark, but you're also already engaged with him. Like if he was across the room, you'd be able to find him. But since he's in front of you, you can still fight him. Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
I'll
I
do.
didn't know you could actually
Okay.
still take it.
How about Penesta? In the case of Uhtred and Penesta, if you're going to stay there,
Yeah.
if you do horribly miss like a 1, 2, 3, it might hit the other person. Just so you know, because you're both kind of in around the same person.
Right.
But that's the only downside.
Do I
The only
kind of
down-
know the general area? I know where he is. He's right in front of me, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be -4 to hit. Mechanically, you're -4 to hit. But just you guys are in a situation where if you were to miss, like critically, then I might, say that you have a chance of hitting the other person. Just because you're both in the dark near each other.
I'm going to take a chance and try
Okay.
to cast Fairy Fire on the guy in front of me.
Oh, okay. You don't need to be able to see him, right?
It doesn't say you
This is
do.
one that
I think it's just a cone.
creeps inside.
Well, because I think you can pick, but I mean, how would you pick if you can't see? So I'm going to say if you do that, everybody's going to get lit up. I don't know if that matters or not. Let me just look at the spell.
Shoot,
Yeah, if I can't do it, I can't do it. Just
No, you can do it. That's just probably good. I'm just,
Yep.
I always like to add little things. Fuse is an area of effect with ambient glow, color of which, blah, blah. 10 square feet per cast level can affect it, thus equivalent to medium creature, blah, blah, blah. For larger creatures, okay, so you can shoot it just in the area if you want. That's what I'll allow. You can't target him because you can't see him.
okay.
So if you
But I
want to
will
blast the whole area with it, then you can do that.
Commended him for this because
It's basically going to light up. I mean, basically, it's going to light up the enemy and probably Uhtred.
And I'm there too, right there next to
And I
him.
looked at him and said, "Oh, you mean my parent?"
Oh, right, yeah, because there's actually 2 enemies. Yeah, it'll probably, actually, that enemy's right there as well. So, in fact, it'll probably light up 2 of the bad guys, Uhtred and Tan.
Hey, Rush, can you mute her, please?
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's fine. Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to hurt my friends, so I'll just try to swing wildly in front of me.
Not going to hurt us.
It'll take your AC down by 1.
Right.
Do whatever you think you would do.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah, whatever you think is the right thing to do.
Yep, no, I would do it. She would do it. She'd want to
Do it.
light it up.
All right. Vanessa casting spell and Tan.
Dan is going to, he probably seen the general area where the torch got knocked to before it went out. I'm going to parry and block, so I'm forgoing any attacks and improving my AC by +2, so I'm on AC 2 right now. And I'm going to move my way back to where that torch went out.
Okay. Yeah, you'll just have to find it, I guess. We'll figure that out. And Belly's down. And Zulia. Again, there's a guy in front of you. You can fight him, but you're going to be -4. Unless you have something else.
Oh, I thought her fairy fire lit him up.
Well, it will if the spell goes off before, but melee goes.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, screw it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, a couple things have to happen. Number one, you have to win initiative, and then melee goes before thing. Unless you want to attack the second phase, which means that the bad guys will get to go before you, no matter what, even if they win, if they lose initiative.
Do I have the ability to like step away from where I know he is, and then step up and hit him during the second phase?
No,
Nope. Okay, just make sure.
I mean you can parry and defend, which is what Tonus do. But you can't.
Yeah.
Then you can't move. You can't attack and move. You can't do that.
I want to do that. I want to parry and defend because at a -4, I don't have a lot of bonuses to hit. So I'm going to go into parry and defend mode and
That's fine.
wait till I can see him.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so this is probably going to be very important because in case you couldn't realize, because you walked in and it was totally dark, they can see in the dark. Roll initiative, Tony. 3.
Oh no, a 1.
Oh,
Man.
all right. All right. Well, I mean, they don't know you're going to cast a spell, so they're not going to team up on you or anything. They're just going to each attack one of you as before. Although, yeah, I'll see what happens there. So one's going after 10. That is going to probably miss.
AC 2 right now.
Oh, AC 2. Oh, yeah. No, hell no. That's an issue at all. That's right. I forgot your AC is so good. Even though you're like a thief, you have such good high dex. Your AC is like amazing. It's awesome. Zulia. Oh, my God. Crit.
Oh,
Oh no.
Nice.
Ooh, double damage. Oh, no. Why am I rolling D20 for damage? That would be.
Please don't.
What are we playing? The Hateful Place here?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, luckily I rolled 2 dice because that would have been terrible because I just rolled a 6. 8, 9 points.
Oh, that's enough.
Okay. -1.
1.
-1. Okay, so you fall down.
Yeah.
And finally, this is the one that's really going to matter. This guy's going after Penesta. Actually, I'm going to roll a d6. If I roll 1, 2, 3, it's going to have to go Penesta. Otherwise, it's going to go after Uhtred. Because if he hits Penesta before she gets cast, she loses the spell. No, it goes after Uhtred, and it rolled a 13, which hits a C4, which is your AC. Yep. All right. So let's see. Didn't crit though. 4 points.
Okay.
Okay. So Uhtred's still up. All right. So second phase. Oh no, it doesn't matter because they won. So first phase, whatever. I'm just going to go down the line. Uhtred. Unless you want to wait. No, you can't. You can't even wait for the fairy fire because if you did, then you wouldn't get to attack till next round. So
I'll swing. I mean, you said -4, right?
Yep, -4.
And I get a modifier of a +3 to hit anyway, so really it's only negative. So
Yeah, you got this.
not too bad. So it'll be 15, so AC 3.
AC3 hits.
Nice. And that will be 12 damage.
12?
12. Yep, I rolled an 8.
Oh, hell yeah. Boom. All right, good. That's like Uhtred damage. Uhtred always does this like crazy high damage. Yeah, you see in the dark, you swing out and you feel a very steady, a very solid hit. And then as your sword hits it, it collapses. So you know you killed it. It went down. And you're looking for the torch, right, Tan? So roll a d6, 1 or 2, you find it, I guess.
Yeah, roll 2.
All right, yeah, you find the torch in the dark.
I'm gonna try
at
to.
this point,
I want to sit over there. I guess the next round or whatever. I'm trying to relight it.
yeah, you'll have to dig all your stuff out to light. So that's going to take a minute. Well, he's out. Zulia, you were just defending, right? So, do you still get to attack when you defend like that, Tony?
No, you have to forego attacks.
Okay, all right. So that's the end of that round.
I cast my fairy fire,
so your
right?
spell goes off. Yeah, exactly. Now your spell goes off. So now Tan moved away, so he's no longer in the area of effect. But Uhtred is, so is Zulia, the 2 guys that are standing. And I guess technically probably, well, hold on. Your caster level at 10 square feet.
Caster level 2 now.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I guess this is equivalent to 1 medium creature, but that almost doesn't make sense because you guys are all within 20 square feet of each other. So it's hitting everybody except for Tan, basically. And you, of course. So yeah, everybody lights up. What color are they?
Purple.
All right. Everybody goes purple. The dwarves, hold on. How bright is this?
I feel so pretty.
I
feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
I'm wondering if this is bright enough to give them a penalty. Let me just quickly think about this for a second.
Oh, I think it is for sure.
Yeah, let's vote.
Soft. You know what I'll do? I'll give them a -1 instead of a -2 that they'd have with the bright light. Because it doesn't. I don't think it's bright. It's more like a candle. Because it only shines 10 feet, which is a torch would be 30 feet. So yeah, well 20 because you're a bit brighter these days. In any case, they'll be slightly penalized. So coming into the next round, Uhtred, what are you going to do?
I will turn and swing at the next one.
Okay. Yep.
The one that probably took down Zulia, I would guess.
Yep. He's right over there. Everybody's pretty close together. Yeah, look over, you see Zulia on the ground and this guy over him. Well, he's not much over because he's only 4 feet tall. Podesta?
Now that they're lit up, I will swing at him melee.
Nice. Tan's lighting the torch, right?
Yep.
Xambaala and Zulia are both down. Okay, so Tan, initiative. 6. Oof.
I had a 4.
All right, then I'll go first. Okay, well, there's 2 of you standing there, and there's 2 dwarfs. So first dwarf is going to swing at Uhtred with a 11, which your AC 4. I don't think that hits you. That hits AC 6. That does not hit you. And 1 swings at Podesta, also with an 11, which hits AC 6, which also misses you. Yeah. You guys are defending against the dwarfs. It's a harried battle there. Uhtred.
All right, I will swing. That's going to be. So I don't have a penalty anymore, right?
Nope.
All right.
Well, yeah, no.
That's going to be hit AC 1 then.
Oh, yeah. No.
And that is 8 damage.
Dead. Okay, so this the one left that had just was fighting Tam, but then ran over to Podesta. He has not been hit at all. It is now Tan lighting a torch, and we come into the next round. I mean, if you just throw everything on the ground and light a torch, I mean, I'm sure you can light a torch. Into the next.
Did I get my swing in at the one in front of me?
Oh, did you not get to go? I'm sorry.
No, Uhtred went, and then
I got so excited about the dead guy.
Let me see if I can hurt him.
You might kill him. Who knows? Crit.
Ooh, nice. No, I did not a crit, but it hits armor class 3.
That hits.
All right, with my 2-handed longsword here. 8 points of damage.
Nice. Yeah. That's a deep cut into him. It does not kill him, though. Okay, now I'm sorry. Now it's the end of the round. All right. So, Uhtred, what's your plan?
I will turn and swing at this one.
Podesta.
Keep swinging.
10, you got a torch and you're like 15, 20 feet away.
Yeah, I'm going. If I got the torch relit, I'm see that both Zul and Ball are down. I'm going to start making my way over to one of them, whichever's closest first.
Okay, fair enough. And this thing, we'll find out. Go ahead and roll initiative. 5.
3.
Okay, it runs. Yeah, it's fast too. Dwarves are surprisingly fast for the short, stumpy legs. It's going to boot out of there. So basically, it runs actually into the darkness. So unless you want, well, let's see. You don't have the torch over there.
He's still flaming purple, though.
What's that?
He's still trailing purple sparks, right?
Well, that's right. He's lit. He's lit up. That's right. You can see him. He runs to the south, down a hallway. Let me see how fast he can run. He's right there. That's 15, 20. How fast is a dwarf? You would think dwarves weren't very fast. I mean, I just said they were fast. I actually don't know. Let me look. It'd be funny if they are really fast.
In Daniel's world, they're fast.
Well, I just imagine fairy-type creatures to be fast. Just I think it's funny. Yeah, move 85. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's running so he can double his move. So his move is 20, but he's moving 40. So he's actually going to. He runs down the hallway to the south, and you probably catch him. Through your eyes, it looks like he just you see the light disappear. So he went through a door or something before anybody can react because he can move that fast. It's not very fast, but it's fast enough. Let me just count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Yep. He runs. He's gone.
I'd chase after him, but we have people down, so.
Yeah, you can chase him if you want. He doesn't seem
start
tremendously fast.
bandaging up Zool and Bali.
Yeah, I would go help Tan with that probably.
Okay. You do that. He seems to be off, unless Udra's going to chase him.
So he actually went through a door and closed it behind himself?
I mean, you didn't hear a door close? Well, yeah, you probably would have heard that. Yeah, you heard the door close.
All right, well, can I run after him and open the door and still attack him if he's right there?
No, because you can't. No, not really. You could open the door, but you wouldn't be able to attack him because of the way that the yeah. If that makes
I'll go
sense.
as far as opening the door and see what I can see. It's gonna be
Oh
dark.
yes, you run down the corridor about basically it's about almost 15 feet to the corridor and about 15 feet down, and then there's a door there, which is closed. And you open it. I mean, let's just roll a d6 to see if you go before he does for the next round. Just was curious for the chase. You got 2.
So I have run, which says I can sprint as swiftly as a tiger, which is a base 50 movement when unencumbered and lightly armored or unarmored. Does that make a difference at all?
You just have to stop to open the door.
All right, okay. So you want me to roll a d6?
Yeah. So yeah.
I roll a 6.
Okay. Yeah. So you open the door, and as you do, you actually see him. Oh, let me see what this thing looks like. I don't even know what this looks like because I haven't looked at this room yet. You're looking into a room. It is not that you have a lot of time to really see it. I mean, it's a torture chamber. You can pretty much tell that. You see actually directly across the room, there's a bunch of these like stone closets that are all closed. One of them, just as you come into the room, you can see it closing, like he went through it.
Okay. Well, I have to stand there, so that's my turn. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, when you open the door, you see that. You can now run. That's literally what you saw at the end of your last turn.
All right,
You
well,
can run. If you want to keep following him, you certainly could do that. That's up to you.
anything? There's no other creatures in the room?
Not that you can see. I mean, if you're chasing him, you're running, so I'm not going to give a lot of detail. You either got to go or not. I mean,
All right, well, I saw her.
I
saw where he went to. I'm not going to leave my party behind.
Okay. Yeah. It kind of comes down to when you're running like that, I'm not going to, yeah. If you want to look and spend a round looking around the room, you can certainly do that.
Oh, nope, I won't leave my party behind.
Okay, so you're going to close the door?
Yeah.
Or you're going to leave it and then you're going to walk back? Okay, fair enough. All right. See, you can't peer pressure Uhtred. See, it's not like the thieves where they just fall into everything that Daniel puts out in front. We're just like, no, not going to do it.
I'd like to point out that peer pressure is what taught the thieves that they both now possess shrinking potions. So take that.
Oh no, it was great. Okay, so you go back. These two are down as usual. As long as you're not less than -3 with the splash of some alcohol in the mouth or a slap across the face, you can wake up Zulia and Bali, who are quite injured.
Yes.
Probably unable to really fight anymore. As you stand or lay or crouch, wherever you want to be, in the this room with 3 dead bodies of dwarves. Yeah.
I look at Zulia and I go, since you're not able to, I will loot the bodies for you and let you know what I find.
I'll help you with that, Tan.
Yeah. She's just looking around like, bodies?
All right, so there's 3 bodies. They all have chainmail, which of course is quite small. So I'm not sure that'd be very useful. They all have small shields. If anybody wants a shield. They have horseman picks, so all 3 of them do. And each of them have 58 gold pieces. That's a weird amount for them all to each one to have individually, but that's what they have. So in total, there's 174 gold pieces. Is that right?
Oh, wow.
I can still do math.
Well, he
Yeah,
will
I mean,
say,
they're I'm sorry, go ahead, Crystal.
Bali would say, go ahead and take their armor. It may still be worth a little something in the markets.
No, I'm not removing the armor and carrying this armor around to encumber us right now. If you want to get it when we leave, we can, but not now.
Vanessa will pick up one of the small shields. She can use
Okay.
them, so.
Yeah, shield's very useful.
It shouldn't be too heavy for her, so.
Yeah, I think everybody can use a small shield. I mean, unless you're carrying tons of stuff, it shouldn't really be an issue encumbrance-wise. They're not that heavy.
No.
It's just bloody and panting.
And even if you move a little bit slower, at least you have a shield to defend yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that 1 point can make a big difference, or 2 points against missiles. Actually, I think it's only 1 point against missiles for a small shield. Yeah, so what do you guys want to do? If you take a couple minutes to inspect this room, essentially you're looking at a room that north-south is like 40-ish, maybe 45. East-west, you're looking at about 80-ish. It's lined with columns. They seem to be quite ancient. You know, this whole under area is ancient. Remember, I pointed out that the frescoes in that first room show like abundant fields in this area, and this has been a desert as long as anybody can remember. At least in this room, you don't see any signs that these dwarf creatures live here. Like there's no beds or anything. But there's just what they have on their bodies.
Red, did you find out which way the little booger left?
Yes, I saw where he went to.
Well, I guess we continue that way. I guess Zool and Baal will have to stay in the back and hobble along.
Okay. So I'll lead the party into that room.
Okay. Yeah, so you go down. So basically there's a corridor in the southern wall. It's about 10 feet wide. You go down about 10-ish feet, and then on either side of the hallway, there's doors. There's the one that would be on your left, which goes to the east, which is the one that you went through. There's also another door on the west wall. And if you were to continue a little bit further down the corridor to the south, there's stairs going down. But if you want to continue in that direction, you open up that door, and you're looking into a room that's about 40 foot square. It's clearly a torture chamber. You see all the classic torture-y things in here. Let's see if it says exactly what's in here, but it's torture-y stuff. A multitude of devices betray the sinister purpose of this location. 2 stone tables dominate the room, one of which is a torture rack intended to stretch the limbs of its victims. On the other table lie assorted rusty tools, gags, pins, shackles, tongs, a cage with a rat in it that looks quite hungry. There's blood stain all over the walls and floor, mostly old. But as you're looking around, as I noted on to Dutrid, because you saw it open, on the east wall, there's several of these like basically stone closets, almost like sarcophagus in a sense, size-wise, but they're just plain. And as you're looking at them, the center one is the one that this thing seemed to go through. The one all the ways to the southern wall, under like at the bottom of it, like along the floor, there's like a pool of blood.
How tall are they? Are they dwarf size or human dwarf size?
No, they're human size.
Oh, okay.
I will. I'll go to the one that the dwarf went into and open it.
Okay, so you pull it open, and it's basically when you open it, you can see that there's a bunch of spikes on the inside door, and there's a bunch of spikes in the back. So, like, if you put somebody in here and you closed it, they would be squished. But since you clearly know that there's a door here, you take a couple minutes to look, and there's a device where you actually pull out one of the spikes, and the hinge opens, and you can actually open it up if you want to go through. And yes, it's human size. Well, roughly human size. It's not dwarf size, that's for sure.
Him go that way.
If I put the torch in there to see, what do we see, like a passageway?
Yeah, you want to pull it up and look in? You can do that. Yeah, so you pull open the secret door and look in there. Let's see. This is a room that is, it's basically a hallway. It's a 10-foot north-south by about 40-foot east-west and ends on the east side with a door. However, there are statues in here on either side of the hallway. There are 7, I believe. Let's see. I'm counting. There's 8. I guess that makes more sense. Let's see. The alcoves hold 7-foot-tall statues of Hyperboreans in robes and gowns. They are men and women. So on one side, on the north side, they're all men, and on the south side, am I saying that right? The northern ones are, yeah. Yeah, okay, I said that right. The southern ones, I said it backwards. The southern wall ones are all female. The northern wall ones are all male. The ones all the ways to the end. So there's basically 4 statues on each wall. The 2 statues that are the furthest away from you, the one on the north wall and the one on the south wall that are furthest away, are a little different. They have little crowns. The man is a he's a powerfully built Hyperborean man gripping a spear, and he has the crown. I think it's a crown. Yeah, it's made of rubies. The one on the female one opposite it is holding a staff, and hers is made of sapphire.
So no diamond gems on anything.
No. No diamond gem. You just see basically statues, 2 of which have these like headband crowns.
Well, should we continue down there and at least remove the riches that are found here, even though it's not exactly what we're looking for? What do you think?
They would be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, let's go down and grab. I'd like to peek through the door at the other end, actually.
You guys are talking about going down to the statues where the sapphire and all that stuff are.
Yes.
Yeah, the crowns. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go down in there, and provided the room is clear, I'll want to go and start inspecting the statues.
Okay, yeah. So you walk down. The hall, and you can see that the 3 male and 3 female statues that are the first ones that you encounter, the first 6 basically, they're all pretty much the same. They're just in robes. They look like they were probably some kind of Hyperborean royalty or something. Like they look very fine, like the way they're dressed, as far as you can tell. I mean, they're statues. When you get to the other 2, though, as I said, the male is very muscular and holding a spear, and has the headband crown that is ruby. And on the other wall, the female, who is quite beautiful, is wearing sapphire and holding a staff. Yeah.
And they're highly detailed.
They are highly detailed.
And the spear and the staff are made out of stone or something. They're not actual.
Yeah, the spear and the staff are made out of stone, like the statues. Yep.
So what I'm looking for is to see if there's any kind of mechanisms on the statues to see if I can, if I take the gems.
You could take the headband or the crown that's on them is on it. It's not like it's a statue with gems in it. It's like literally there's a crown sitting on top of the statue.
Oh,
it's like a bronze crown with gems in it.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go up and try and go get it.
Which one? Female or male? Sapphires or rubies?
Which one looks the biggest? Like the biggest gems?
They look the same.
Okay. I don't guess it matters. I'll go for the crown first.
Yeah, I mean they literally match exactly the same. I don't know what's worth more, to be honest with you. Sapphires or rubies? I think rubies, but I could be wrong about that.
Zool, you pick one and I will do the other one. We will remove them at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
Who's
go. I'll go to the
Male.
crown.
Uh-oh.
Well, they're both basically crowns, male or female, basically.
Okay. The rubies.
Okay, so male,
Yeah.
With your puppy
and
that
you're
you
going to go
bought.
female. So you guys are okay. Going to go sapphires. Okay. Are you going to count?
Yeah, we're going to try to synchronize this.
So I'm like standing over with my legs wrapped around this male statue. You know,
because it's like 7 feet tall.
yeah, and I'm looking back at Tan, and I'm realizing how this probably looks, and I'm just like, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, lift.
Not lift on 3.
Lift. Not lift on 3. It's lift on 4. 1, 2, 3, lift. You ready?
Swear if these statues come to life.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Intelligence. No, I'm just kidding. So you can do that. So you synchronize.
Yep.
And you lift up the statue, the crowns. You know, they're quite. I mean, they're bronze, so not super heavy, so you can grab it, no problem. You take it in your hand, and the face of the statues animate, and they say simultaneously, "Be cursed in your folly, you shall wither and die. This crowning mark shall ensure your demise." All the statues open their mouth, and gas starts pouring into the room.
Yep.
I reach up and I put the crown back on.
Presently, all statues will emit a dark, suffocating gas that brings aggressive boils to the surface of the skin and quickly filling the corridor. Let's see. Death. Everybody in the corridor. Everybody.
Death save.
Death save. Yep.
That is a fail.
Oh my god, I made it.
Okay.
19.
Let's see.
So now I get to have boils and no fingers.
That is not good. Aggressive boils to the surface and quickly filling the core. The gas requires a successful death saving for each round. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you failed, you will take 1d6 hit points of damage.
It's a death saving throw?
Death, yep.
Yes.
Poison. It's a poison save. Death, poison, death. Okay.
So, wait, no, I didn't make it because I think I did check it. No, I did check. No, I didn't. I failed.
Okay. I think you get a con bonus if you're doing poison, so we're keeping that in mind, guys.
Well,
Like if you have a con bonus, I believe you get that to poison saves.
Yeah, it says poison adjustment under con score, but I don't have it.
Yeah, it should be if you have that. Yeah. I know sometimes some of the saves in this are a little tricky because it's a set number, but then depending on what it is. So if you fail, you take 3 points of damage and boils start to pop up on your skin. I should probably mention too, because I didn't mention this and this might be relevant or, to you guys. I don't know if it is or not, if you care. The door that's across the way, obviously you're in the room now. The door that you came through just looks like a plain wall, from this side, basically. The other door, though, is like a beautiful bronze door on the eastern wall. But you could, neither door is, I should say the bronze door is not open, of course, but you said you didn't say you closed the other door. It's still open. The door that you came through is still open. So just so you know that. So, what do you want to do? Did anybody drop? Actually, you would have dropped Zulia if you took damage, right?
Yes. So
basically,
this thing opens its mouth, gas hits it, and she's holding this crown. You just hear her go, "Oh, God damn it." And her legs let go, and she's boom right on the stone at the statue's feet.
So were we back at 1 hit point?
No, you're still at the negative number that you were at.
Okay, so I'm at -4 now. Or no, I'm at negative. Do I get the damage reduction still?
No, not against poison, you don't.
Okay, all right. So I got -4 now.
Okay, yeah. So if anybody's a negative, drops to the ground. So you guys see multiple, and of course the ruby crown falls away as Zulia falls. What are the three of you that aren't?
And
Nobody else is
does
down
as
right?
well.
Yeah,
Ollie.
exactly. Yeah, well, yeah. The two player characters fall, and then also the crown. So what are the three that are up? I'm assuming
The
the three.
gas is still pouring into the room from the.
Oh hell yeah! It's like.
I'm backing out.
Yeah.
I'm going to back out for now.
Just go.
Well, I want to help you, but it won't help if I get gassed myself, so I'll back out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
At this point, I feel
Tan-
like I'm dead, so it's okay. It's all good.
Stan's pretty wise, so I mean, he would know to try to get out of the room first before we can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. You pull out. How about Uchid?
I said before we even came down the hallway that I was interested in peeking it through the other door. So I would say he was at the other end of the other door.
Mhm.
Can I open that door?
Yeah, you open the door.
Right.
I mean, that's going to be, you could open the door and get through it if you want this round, or you could open the door and look through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to just like, if you want to open it, just get out, then that's fine. If you want to open it and look before you just jump through the door randomly, then you're going to take more damage. That's basically
I'll just jump through the door.
nice. That's what I like to hear.
Can
What's
I
the falling
grab-
damage for a 700-foot cliff? No, I'm just kidding.
Quick question,
All right,
though.
yeah.
If I was
go
there at the door and Zulia fell off the statue, could I have
Yep.
grabbed her, maybe grabbed her somehow and pulled her through the door with me?
If you do all that, you'll have to have one more round in the room because you're going to have to pick her up. I mean, you didn't know that was going to happen. So, but yes, absolutely. You could drag her out with you, but you're going to take damage basically.
I'll
If you
just
do
go
that.
through the door. Just the hell with it. I'll
Okay.
just go through the door.
Yeah, it's boiling out. So it's not like it's like a subtle gas. Okay. I lost my map. Sorry. So I want to tell you what's through the door. Oh, cool. Oh, actually, well, through the door is kind of awesome. All right. So you run through the door. Do you leave the door open?
No, pull the clothes behind.
Okay, good. That makes sense. Okay. What about Panesta? Panesta and Tan ran out the other door, right?
Yeah, and we're going to close the door behind us. I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All right,
Still
so
holding, I
Bali-
still holding on to the one crown, though.
Yeah, you got the one crown, but the other stuff, what's her face says? So yeah, sorry. So Bali and Zuli are going to take more damage. 3 more points. So Jurgen boils are like all over your skin as you're sitting in the room. In the new area, Uhtred, that you just ran into. Oh, this might be bad, actually.
Oh, well.
Well, no, only because I just realized something. I think it's absolutely dark in here. If it is, all right, you're in the dark. Nothing kills you or anything, but you run into a very, very dark room and close the door. So, I mean, you can take time to light a torch or something, but yeah, when you first run in this first round, you don't see shit. The good thing is you don't take any damage from boils coming on your skin.
I would
So
just stand there with my back to the door, just kind of trying to breathe as calmly as I can and listen.
Okay, that's a good idea. You're listening. Let me just make sure. This is a pretty awesome room, actually. I mean, as a DM, I don't know about for a player.
Yeah.
Now comes the gauntlet.
Yeah. Da. Hold on, though. You might see something in here.
A glowing dwarf.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know what? You sense magic. And you can kind of see it, although it's kind of, if there's a way, I'll be very Lovecraftian. If there's a way for darkness to glow, that's what you see. So you're looking across a space, and you can't really judge the distance because it's so dark in here, but somewhere out in front of you, up a bit, you see this like swirling blackness, and that's all you can see. Maybe you actually kind of blink a few times to see, like, so your eyes gets a little bit weird. But there's something, I mean, it's maybe like roughly 5 foot, 6 foot square area. It just seems to be like glowing with swirling darkness. And that's what you see.
Okay.
So think on that for a second. In the other room, what are you guys doing?
Well, I look at Tan and I'm like, I don't know when it's going to be safe to go back in there. I don't want to just leave everybody.
Yeah, I would. Could I like listen at the door to see if I still hear the hissing?
Yeah.
The gas.
Yeah. What's your listen? 3 and 6? 4 and 12?
Let me look.
No, it's 3 and 6 for thieves, right?
No, my
Or is that
discern noise
secret
4 and 12.
Four and-
Discern noise 4 and 12.
But listen, yeah, discern knows you. Sorry, I don't know why I said him. Yeah, you can hear it. It's shh.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at Penn and go, it is not safe for us to enter back in yet. Let's hope that Zul and Bali are able to make it through it, though.
Okay, shall we just wait?
Yes, we will have to wait till the gas dissipates, or it will take us out, too. I don't know where Red went to. I was not paying attention.
I thought I saw him run towards the other end of the room. So, okay, well, I guess we just wait.
Okay, so meanwhile, In the darkness, what does Ucht want to do?
I have torches, so I will light a torch.
Excellent. All right, so you're lighting a torch there, listening to see what's going on in that room. And in the room, 4 more points of damage as your skin is bubbling and hissing as blood. Ugh. That's what happens when you go off with a snake bit. Oh, that wasn't you.
Yeah, no. So how
Julie didn't even
far?
go with the snake man.
How far down are we? Are we
Negative 10, you're dead. Negative 10 kills you. You just took 4 more points.
So then I'm dead.
Yeah, y'all just taken 10 points in there. Yeah.
Oh, did they? Yeah. So that
Two
likely.
threes, two
Yeah, I
threes,
got
and a
lots.
4.
Yeah. All right. So I'll stop rolling damage, but basically you just continue to puss up, and it's going to be a hell of a gross ass thing when you guys walk back in.
Oh.
No, it's good. No, keep rubbing it in. Just keep rubbing it. Rolling. That's fine.
Hey,
I mean, listen, that's an epic way to die.
And let me also say that my streak of Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, I lose a limb in every single game, and the streak is alive.
Oh,
Yep.
My last time I played my Runegraver, I lost a foot.
That's right.
So,
It's never like a massive thing, like a whole arm. It's always a little bit. Foot, a finger.
Yep.
Okay, so Uhtred, you light up your torch, and this is a long description that I'll read to you. So the room itself is, I mean, it's like 35 by 35, so I'll just say you can see the whole thing with the torch. All right, so you've got on the north and south walls, it looks like there's some columns, 3 on each wall. Directly in front of you, there's a raised dais, and on the wall in front of it is, there's a picture. I will show you the picture. There is a mirror type thing with this cosmic weirdness going on, this blackness I'm talking about. Kneeling in front of this mirror, facing you. Okay, I'm just going to read through. Bizarre runic inscriptions run like small rivers across the floor. Even the most learned sorcerer would find the arcane meaning of inscribed glyphs puzzling and deeply wrong. So Uhtred definitely doesn't get it. Throughout the room are murals of strange lands and mirrors through which Hyperboreans step in and out of different worlds, including Saturn and the moons. A menacing bronze idol of a horned demon on one knee is set in front of... Oh, I should show you the pictures while I'm reading it. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, no, you can't see that yet. Not that one. There's a lot of good art in this. Unfortunately, it's not all player side. Yeah, this one is, though. Okay. Are you looking at the picture, or are you looking at a map? The picture, right?
I got the picture.
Okay, good. Because the little like screen share thing showed the icon for this to be the map, but it said the right window, so I assumed it was right. So currently there's not a young lady in there with you, but I guess that's Uhtred there with a torch. A menacing bronze idol of a horned demon on one knee is set in front of a short, steep staircase, atop which a 5-foot-high raised dais. The demon wears a great horn helm that conceals its features, and its right hand it grips the stout shaft of a halberd, set perpendicular to the floor. On the statue's back is strapped a 2-handed scimitar, and by its side is a broadsword. This demon has almost as many weapons as a typical crystal character.
Ah!
Where's the heavy crossbow? Where's the heavy crossbow?
No, somehow, I don't know who wrote this module. They know how crystal is. All right, sorry. The statue radiates magic, so like I said, you feel that, as well as intense evil and chaos. Oh. Okay, the figure is recognizable, actually, as the demon lord Thermagorgia. Yeah. And it says...
The demon lord crystal.
Oh, yeah, it's actually, it's Carla, bear slayer, or bear hugger. Only a fool would desecrate. Okay. On the platform and embedded against the back wall is a 6-foot by 6-foot mirror. It has the unnameable celestial presence I talked about swirling around in it. It says, it's perceptible to anyone within, even those obtuse to the ways of magic. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy ass shit in here. You can definitely tell that this mirror is like some kind of bizarre magic. There is actually no other apparent way out of this room, though. It looks to be a dead end. Well, not necessarily dead, but yeah, dead end. So what you want to do?
The statue, as I say that in quotation marks, is not moving or doing anything at this point.
No. No, it's made of bronze. Doesn't seem to be doing anything except chilling out there.
Is there some place for me to put the torch where it would sit up and light the room, but I wouldn't have to hold it? Is there a sconce on the wall where I can put it or something?
No, not really. Well, yeah, I mean, there's pillars. We'll say there's a sconce, sure. Why not?
Okay, at least that way I don't have to hold the.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't show any, but I actually, I mean, how else would they see? I don't think birds could see in the dark. So, yeah, there's a place to put a torch.
I feel like I've taken over this quest.
Yeah.
I will approach it
Mhm.
carefully.
The mirror or the demon?
The demon first, because it's in front of the mirror, right?
Yep.
More or
Well,
less.
yeah. I mean, it's like, you're here with your helmet on and everything, and your torch. I mean, there's like space. You could walk around it if you wanted to.
Did
This
you say
guy's
it had
not
a-
there.
Did you say it had a bastard sword?
He's got a 2-handed scimitar on his back, and he has a broadsword on his side.
Oh, broadsword, that's what you said.
Yeah,
Okay.
and very Conan-esque.
If I touch it, does it do anything? If I prod it with my sword.
Go ahead and take your chance because it worked out so well for the rest of us.
So blah, blah, blah. You tap it with your sword, and you hear it. It rings out. It's made of bronze. So it ding ding.
Okay, I'll walk up towards the mirror.
Okay.
Now it turns and slices me in half with that halberd.
Okay, so any character ascending to the dais and gazing into the mirror, which is you now, must roll a device saving throw. You get a +2 bonus if you're a sorcerer, but you're not. But I think you get a +2 anyways because you're a barbarian.
Yeah, for sorcery. Against sorcery.
It's a device saving throw, which is the same, doesn't it?
I rolled so saving throw says is 16. I rolled a 16. So does that make it?
Perfect. So you fail. You pass then. A character who succeeds in a saving throw. Oh, okay. You realize this. The mirror starts to spin, and almost like a mystic smoke starts to come out of it, and you realize that you can actually use the mirror to predict the future. Let's see.
Richard the Wise.
I don't know if you have to ask it a question or if it just tells you. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh no, it's going to tell you you're going to look into the mirror and you can. It just gives you a portent, I guess. So I'm just going to look at it. I have to find one that actually makes sense. Okay, so you're looking into the mirror. Let me roll this and see what this does. Actually, you know what? You can. What do you want to see? Like, what are you looking to see? And we'll see if I can incorporate that.
Well, Uhtred's. I mean, he came searching for his destiny.
Yep.
So does that help?
Yeah. So you can see. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you can. Okay. Yeah.
So his future, or what would he need to do?
You can't see that far into the future, basically, with your level. Unfortunately, so that's not going to work. But
So maybe he would ask, what do I need to do next to make my future great?
So you see, oh, interesting. Okay, right. So let me you pass the saving throw. You see the door behind you open, and and two of your companions walk through to join you. And then when that happens, underneath the mirror, a trap door opens up and a set of stairs is revealed, and you walk through it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, so blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So time goes by. The gas in the room continues for 10 minutes, basically. So, I mean, and Rutridge is doing all this stuff. You kind of go into a bit of a mystical zone, I guess, while this is happening. So we'll just say time goes by while that happens. Eventually, Tan and Pinesta are listening, and they don't hear the gas anymore. And maybe you wait a couple minutes longer. And when you finally open the door, you see the room is now cleared of gas. And you see the remnants of your two friends quite hideously covered in boils and sores and
Magic
blood.
so strong, it certainly stopped the mountain this time. What I say over Bally.
Wow. It was like
Tan
almost a diss, but actually kind of good.
will walk in and he starts putting on those heavy gloves that he wears sometimes. And he walks up to Azul's body and he goes, "Sorry that it has come to this. I was hoping that it would not be the fate that has come to you and our newest member. But I must do what I do to keep the rest of us going the best I can." And I loot Zul's body and take all those jewels and stuff off Zul's body.
Nice.
Pinesta will ask Tan, I know that she has poison on her, Tan, and you don't use that. Can I have her vial pouch?
Well, of course you may. I mean, I would only use it as a last resort or for someone or something very evil, but we will take everything we find. And if we can find Red and make sure he is okay, hopefully he can help us. We will take their bodies, and I do not want to leave them here. At least we can bury them in the sand of where we come in from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have brought some gloves.
And I'm going to start yelling out Red's name, calling for him. Would he be able to hear us behind those doors?
Yeah, you kind of come out of your trance and you can hear your friends calling through the other door, Uhtred.
I will blink my eyes and shake my head, turn because I can hear their voices, and I'll start to walk towards the door. Before I go that far, I want to look at the statue one more time. I'm interested in the helmet it has on. Is the armor? Is the armor just part of the statue, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you looked at it, yeah, it's like all the weapons, everything are just part of it.
All right. So I will grab my torch as I walk by, and I'll walk through the door.
Yeah, I think because it's 11, and two people are dead, this is probably a good place to. We can just kind of hand wave getting back to town if that's okay. I'll assume that you take the other crown off the ground. Which are
yeah.
And any of the valuables from the bodies of your companions, and we can do a funeral flashback at the next session.
Zulia would have it no other way. If she's dead, take everything she's got.
Yeah. So when next week we're gonna have to figure out how to get Vel out of the her place of work, assuming she still wants to adventure, and we'll I guess introduce Rush's new character who you know from some other thing, or maybe not. We'll talk about it. So cool. Thanks, guys. And
Yeah, man.